therapy. Come on, baby, spend your time with me, soaking in the moment, laying in the grass. You can take my hand, girl. Don't be afraid, we can just flow on down this stream, doing what we're doing, doing what we can. Moving along, got me feeling like good energy, energy, energy.
Gentlemen, the future has never sounded so good. Just imagine it, and you can make it. You're locked in to Imagine Our Lives with David Israel.
I love my intro. My boss doesn't like it, but I really like it. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Imagine Art Live with David Israel. I'm David Israel. I am so excited to welcome our guest today. This is Blacklight. He is graciously joining us from his studio out on the West Coast. And you're in Oregon, right?
Yep, in Portland.
Yep. Very nice, very nice. So this is fun for me because I had actually asked him a few months ago when I was trying a podcast format that we never got off the ground, and I was like, "Hey man, you want to come on?" And I was just shooting my shot, right? Like this is a big guy on X. This is one of the top creators on X, folks. He's got like 50,000 followers, and he's in the AI space. He's doing really cool stuff. So I'm gonna let him introduce himself, tell you about what he's been working on. He has some just really funny projects, and we're going to show you some of his work today. And so, yeah, man, tell us about yourself.
Yeah, sure. Creative technologist out of Portland, Oregon. I'm working on some TV projects, some game projects, do client work, music videos, helping build tools, projects I'm under NDA and can't talk about yet. But the slate's full, and
you have a lot of irons in the fire. It seems like.
Yeah.
How are you keeping up with all that? You got a bunch of people working for you now, or something, or which?
No. We have West Coast AI Labs, so it's a like collective of just independent artists, and
Okay.
we have collaborative ventures that we'll do sometimes, or if we're working on something specific and we need help, we'll chat with each other and say, hey, you want to hop in on this, or but mostly just kind of running it solo dolo a lot of times.
That sounds really fun. I bet that's a really cool space to hang out. Like I was seeing your photos of the space on X, and I was like, oh man, like this is great. So, how did you get into this? Like, what's your story?
Yeah, I got into it actually from an anti-AI stance about 3+ years ago.
Okay.
I was just not into AI, and then I was like, I really need to just see what it is. I've worked in tech for 16 years. I've helped multiple companies scale and go to market. So I knew that it was kind of coming down the pipe. I needed to see kind of what the ins and outs of it were, and then when I saw what it could do with visual arts and with music, I mean, I've always been into music, been a musician and an artist my whole life. I started bringing my own art into it and seeing what I could develop from that. And what's popped out is just this kind of weird amalgamation of trippy dreams and stories I've wanted to tell and things from my life, and just kind of morphed into an entertainment thing. So it's wild. It's been a wild ride.
So I forgot to check in with chat here. We got a couple of people commenting saying, "Hey, AK, so glad to have you." We have I can't pronounce this name. Man, I'm not even going to pronounce it. But hey, David and Blacklight, but we'll call you Morgan for today. We got Roadies. Roadies is the kind of streamer viewer that you want. She is here literally every stream. We're gonna start having a contest where like people can check in live on the stream. We're gonna build a site using Imagine Computer, and people will be able to check in on the stream, and then hopefully like win points where they can get Imagine Art credits. And
Awesome.
I keep saying Roadies is gonna win, like hands down. She's here every single stream. So so happy to see you. Let me go check in on LinkedIn here because I have the worst setup ever where I have to go 4 different places to go look for my comments, and it's acceptable, I guess. Let me just make sure I can see them. and then we can get back to things. Okay, yep, that's being. All right, we got some people on LinkedIn over there. Hey, Mark. Hey, Susanna. Nice to see you today. So, anyways, just wanted to check in with chat, and so there's going to be people discovering your work today, and I've shown my viewers a couple of times now. I showed the string video, man. Like that, dude. That one tugged on my heartstrings. Like, how did you come up with that?
Yeah, I was, gosh, it was like a week ago, I think, or 2 weeks ago. I had been working. The studio's been crazy since we moved in here. I mean, we've been at it in this location for a month, and every day has been like 12 hours minimum. Most days have been like 16 hours. I get here at like, 7:30 in the morning.
Wow.
Yesterday, I left at like 8 p.m., which was early,
Wow.
So that night I had been here for I think 16 hours, got home, it was dark. I was just outside having a cigarette and just started writing. And I
Okay.
was thinking about something, this moment where it made like, as you get older, like you remember places and times. And most recently I went back to, I'm from Florida originally, South
Oh,
Florida,
okay.
and I live on the West Coast now. So very like vastly different
I'm near Lakeland
lived
right now,
experience.
so
Okay.
yeah.
So I was back there, and I went to see some locations that I hadn't been to since my teenage years, and the places are there, but they're either shut down now or there's something else, and it was really just like this reminder of like time just keeps moving,
Mm,
and every once in a while you kind of take a 10,000 foot view outside of yourself, and in those moments are when you kind of connect with the higher or highest version of yourself.
mhm,
And there's a string that kind of connects those moments. And you always remember the previous moment, but it's not something that you can like just make manifest and happen. It's
mhm.
something that like randomly just kind of comes over you and washes over you. And yeah, so I just started writing about it, and then writing about it turned into making some music about it. And then I just was working on a new art style, and I was like, this would be perfect for this. And then yeah, just pulled it all together. And it was one of those videos that I made really fast, and it wasn't because I was trying to. It just kind of like all came together, and I was satisfied with how it came out, and so I
It's
just
amazing when
pushed
that
it.
happens, right? Like it's
Yeah.
just the I had that happen with a Suno song. I think it was a few months ago. I released an album back in January, and my daughter had been asking me to write a song for her. My daughter turns 6 tomorrow, and she'd been like, "Daddy, was this one for me? I just finished writing one. I was just trying to get my album fleshed out." And it's like, "No, but you're right. I've been telling you I need to write you one." And so I just like sat down and just like, just typed out how I felt about her,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
stuck it into Suno. And what's funny is, do you remember the artist Everlast? Whitey
Oh yeah.
Ford. Yeah. I had him in mind, like as how I would sound. And I didn't prompt that way. That was just something that I had in mind. I had Claude, I think, give me a couple of style prompts, and I didn't even mention Everlast, didn't mention him at all. And dude,
Hmm.
the first thing that came out sounded dead up like Whitey Ford, like "You are my life, you are my,"
Hmm.
and I was just like, "What?" And it was a serendipity moment, right? And the song was the whole thing
Hmm.
was finished in 5 minutes. I mean, I did some mastering and a little bit of cleanup on it later, but it was just done, and it's one of the best songs in the album, in my opinion. So I love when that happens. And it made me really happy to hear that was how the string came about, because that one I just found it really impactful, and I've watched it probably 6 times myself, in addition to showing the viewers on the stream. So I want to show you. You sent me some great clips here, and I want to introduce people to. So the string was a little bit more tame as to what your usual style is.
Okay.
How would you describe your style to people who are just learning about you today?
I would say it's like body horror, Americana, surrealism.
I think that's well said. That's a good way to put it. Um, I was watching your stream on Wednesday night. Blacklight has a stream at West Coast Wednesdays where he and his buddies from the studio there, they just hang out and watch cool AI content and talk about it. And check it out. It's at 7:20 Eastern or 4:20 Pacific.
420. Yep.
This is a corporate stream. Anyways, hope my boss isn't watching.
We like it in the afternoon.
Hey,
We're busy during the day. So later in the day, we
4
gotta
o'clock
get
doesn't
everyone
work.
in.
You got to wait those 20 minutes
Yeah.
before. Yeah, I
Yeah.
understand. I get it. So I want to pull up Sad Steve here. Do you want to give an intro to this video before I show it?
Sure. Yeah. Sad Steve is part of the universe. He runs a taxidermy and ice cream shop. So it's like a story about preservation and was really like an early homage to my father, who passed away when I was younger,
Okay.
and just has kind of given me solace in a way to like kind of explore themes of mortality.
Interesting. All right, let's check it out.
Stuffed animals and ice cream. Weird, that is definitely not a combo I would have considered, but totally makes sense.
Welcome, stranger. Are you looking to preserve a furry friend, or perhaps a cool, refreshing scoop of our daily flavor? We have soft serve, we have hand dip, we have every flavor of emotion that you haven't felt in years, and in large, which is 3 scoops and a waffle cone. The 3rd scoop is caramel. People find that helpful and sticky.
Honey, I am not eating my feelings in a taxidermy shop. What is the taxidermy split? At the bottom of the menu in a slightly different font, that is never good. Wait, so like, are you a bear or something? You're cute, but a little frightening for some reason.
The skunk is out! I already got the skunk out. I lacquered it this morning and it is completely food safe. Mostly food safe. It is safe enough for food.
Holy Jesus Christmas, that scared me! I have so many questions! Is that a full-size adult back there? What is going on with the places on this highway? And does the skunk come with the Sunday to go?
Taxidermy holds a thing at the moment, just after. Ice cream you swallow, and it becomes memory, and then that fades too. Same process, different direction. The skunk is
I love the deers, just whatever they're doing in the background, like they're vaping or something.
I am a plumber! Something goes in, something comes out, nobody asks the pipe how it feels. Fine, fine! Give me the skunk. I am having a day.
First scoop is evening quiet. Second is old familiar sadness, which runs warmer than you expect. Third is vanilla.
I love how Steve talks.
The flag is not edible.
Yeah.
People try.
Oh! Oh, that is Medford. That is a Sunday in Medford, the one where I knew I was leaving. Loving this, and I am going to finish it. What do I owe you, gorgeous?
8 void points, or 1 memory of a town you left. We also take cash. We are open until the light outside changes. Oh, and make sure to wait 30 minutes before going into the water at Gorbo's. Have a good night.
It's fantastic, man. I really love the vibe. I love the surreal style gives you a lot of room to play in the you don't care if it's AI looking because you're leaning into it, and that was you guys were showing what's his name,
A's Alter.
A's Alter. You were showing his latest episode from what's the series called?
Red Rainbow.
Red Rainbow. Yeah, you're showing that on your stream on Wednesday, and I was it's a similar thing there. Like the surrealness of that style like masks the AI so well, and so it makes sense why y'all are doing that. So, what is all right? So you got this Route 47 thing going on, right? Like you're building like a whole universe, and you're doing different series inside of Route 47. Is that right?
Yep, exactly. So like different shows, and what really started as like an experiment in like talking heads, because I mean the technology has changed, right? So when we first started I've really been into lip sync, the audio video co-generation for a while. And for a long time, it was really just like the way we're conversing right now. And you couldn't really have interaction between characters. And it wasn't until I think, Kling, and then later VO, and now obviously Seedance and Flux and MiniMax, you can start to engage in conversations. And so we're seeing kind of just the storytelling kind of the change with it. And so originally where I had, shows like Cryptid Dating Game, where you're like part of the audience, it makes sense as a show format, but these people are like in a real world. So now I'm kind of expanding out the lore in this season, which is season 4 of it. I have Reggie, who's like been sucked into Route 47, and he's kind of going from location to location and showing that these are like places and people with lives that are not just like performing for a camera.
It's
So
fun.
just kind of expanding out the
Yeah.
world that way. Yeah, it's a good challenge.
Are you like, what is your biggest challenge? Is it the models right now, or is it just like,
Yeah, I
how did,
think it's been like more complex scenes,
okay.
right? So to make something believable, multiple things have to happen at the same time. And nothing is ever really just like you talk, I talk. Maybe we have a delay like in the video. And so those things you can't really always prompt for,
Hmm.
or something happens and a character responds. And so each of those things, when you're making anything with AI, it's almost like everything's animation, even the
Hmm.
realism. So that's the easiest way that my brain can think about it, is that like if you're starting from black and you're creating a scene, you're literally creating it frame by frame by frame,
Okay.
which is exactly how animation is made. And so now we're at the point where you can have more complex scenes. Like Sad Steve is a perfect example. He has a custom voice, right? It
Hmm.
has an accent. So to be able to upload a custom audio with a character reference that's having a dialogue scene with another character in the same scene at the same time, has been a challenge to create.
It
And
is
even in
hard.
that,
Even with Seedance 2.0, yeah, it's still hard.
it just doesn't do it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think there's ways to mask it and get around it right now,
Hmm.
which is what I'm taking advantage of.
Hmm.
And I think we're very close to seeing the models, at least the newer models that are coming out, 2.5 and Seedance, and H3 from MiniMax, and even Flux 3 coming out from Black Forest Labs, that we're going to start to hit this next level of engagement, character engagement, and that just enhances the realism and opens up more types of storytelling that you can do beyond just like visual flybys
Yeah.
or, a talking head.
If you're able, like, especially with Seedance 2.5, like the 50 references, like if you're like, you should be able to do a
Those
lot.
add up.
What's that?
So and actually it seems like a lot, but when you do the math on it, it's actually not that bad, because say you have 3 characters in a scene, that's 3 character references. Then you have location references, which oftentimes can be 3 to 4 different, should be at least 4 images.
Hmm.
So now you're already up to 7. Then you have 3 voice lines for each of the characters. You're already
Hmm.
up to 10. So if it's a 30-second scene, you're going to assume there's going to be some back and forth and dialogue. If the references hold as audio references better than they do in Seedance 2, then you can very easily hit
Yeah,
50.
because you really can't use audio references in Seedance 2. They're practically
No.
unusable. And
Yeah.
so this is a great time to talk about this. Like you've been playing around with Hailuo's new model, or MinMax's new model. You've been playing around with Black Forest's new model.
Mhm.
What is your take on, are they at Seedance level, or are they still behind?
I think I think it's kind of the wrong way to look at it.
Okay.
And the way that I look at these models, and how I always have, is that they all have their own quirks and their own specialties. And really, it isn't until you get in there and you start playing with it. So, for example, Seedance 2 is better at fast moving action, more consistency in the scene. But from what I've seen from H3, I can upload an audio and it's actually working with that character and generating those scenes. I haven't really pushed it too far, but that is a huge like net plus for H3.
Yeah.
For Flux, the same thing. I can prompt for very complex scenes with very minimal effort. That is a huge strength. So instead of having, in some cases when you're prompting, a 15-second scene or even a 30-second scene, like 5,000 characters becomes really fast. Even 10,000 characters. I
Yeah.
mean, when you're really getting down to like mentioning how eyes move, how a character moves, when they move, and you're directing it second by second by second, the you want to try to figure out a way to do it where you can say the least and get the most out of it.
I had a guest on last Friday, Charter out of air, and we were talking about we had an 8,000 character limit on Seedance on Imagine, and he was complaining about it. He's like, "Man, that's not enough for me," because he's like super intricate in his descriptions and stuff. And so I went and talked to our product manager, and I was like, "Hey, is there a reason we have just an 8,000 character limit?" And he sends me a list of all the other platforms and what they have, and I'm like, "Okay, but is there like a financial or a technical reason for it?" He's like, "No." He's like, "All right, I changed it to 20,000 for you." So everybody, Seedance is now at 20,000 character limit on Imagine. You can go prompt to your heart's content. If you fill up 20,000 characters, you're probably doing too much. Like, I don't know if it's going to be, when you get to that 19,999th character, I don't know if that last one is going to really make that much of a difference. But at least it's,
I think it's also people don't fully understand how prompting works, I think, sometimes, because the models work off of tokens.
Yeah.
And if you're in advertising, you know how like tokens work, but prompting is very similar. I mean, you can just use a string of adjectives with commas and have nothing else in reference of the image itself and get an insane animation from it.
Yeah,
but if you know how tokens work and how to string them together, you can get a lot out of these models.
So what he's talking about when he means tokens, we're not talking about like credits or something. We're talking the way these models work. The video model first passes your prompt through what is called a text encoder. And the text encoder first tokenizes your words that you put in the prompt, and it breaks them up into numbers, basically. It has a dictionary of all the words in the English, basically all the words. And it does it in an efficient way where if there's ways for it to like reuse parts of certain things, so it may like truncate things, but it just you wind up with a code book of this number corresponds to this part of a word, or this number corresponds to this letter, and it's mostly groups of letters, not just individual letters. And that's what the models actually learn from. They learn from those numbers. They don't know any actual words. Well, they do. They learn words inside of themselves, and that's how they're able to display text and stuff. But they never actually see any text. We're just passing them numbers, and so that text encoder then goes to the video model, and the video model does all of its forward and back propagation against does its denoising, loops, and all this stuff, and turns those numbers into a scene, and there you go. It loses a bit of its magic when you get up into the higher range of tokens. Like if you're working with a 20,000 context, it's not going to have enough attention to pay to each one of your tokens. You may dilute the strength of some of your earlier tokens by having too many tokens, or there's a lot to balance there. So just little technical chat from Uncle David here. I thought I wore this shirt today in our
point though to bring up, because the fact that just explaining that, it shows to people that when the argument that AI just steals from other people, that's not what has happened. Like if training data and the re-replication or the creation with AI is all based on code, and it's code based on descriptors, there's a science to that. And so it's not that you're ripping a specific artist here or a director there. It's composition and the way that is translated. And when you understand that, and then you know how to speak that language, you genuinely can create something new with it.
Yep. There's a lot to prompting. We have a designer here that he did our thumbnail for the show today, and I try to do our thumbnails, and I'm just not very good at it. Like what he does is just always just way better than anything I can do. He's got some prompting magic. Like he just knows how to prompt in ways that I'm not. I'm going to bring him on the show and have him teach me how to make thumbnails as good as he does, because he's just so good at massaging that prompt into something that gives him a great result. And he's using the same LLMs and stuff I am. He knows something. So there is learnings to be had there. So let me take a moment to mention something real quick, folks. So if you're just new to the stream, this is Blacklight. He's our guest today. Really glad to have him. We have a really exciting week right now in AI land. Like Video Model Christmas is happening right now. We're getting Seedance 2.5, which will be on ImagineArt very soon. We're going to have it we're going to be first in the scene with it as soon as you can possibly get it in the general release. Hailuo MiniMax3 just launched today on ImagineArt. We're going to use it live after Blacklight's gone here. We're going to go work on our music video a little bit, and I'm excited. I haven't gotten to test it out yet, and I have a few scenes in mind. Oh, we might lose you real soon, by the way. We had some technical difficulties on the stream today. He had to call in via a different way. So if Blacklight drops off, we'll get him back on. I just will have to do a quick technical thing to do it. So don't worry, everybody. I'll show you one of his videos or something while we're waiting. So any other important business I need to get out of the way? So yeah, look out for Seedance 2.5. It is coming to Imagine Art very, very soon. I don't have an exact date for you, but just we're going to be first to the scene with it. Like, just watch out. And I think like Flux 3 is coming real soon too, right? Like, it's right around the corner. Is it probably next week?
Yeah.
Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, and I think Hermes Agent has it right now. So people that are running with Hermes.
Oh, yeah, if you use their Hermes Cloud product or whatever. Oh, okay.
I believe so. Yeah, but yeah, it's coming down the pipe.
Do you use an agent, by the way?
I have a hate relationship with agents.
He didn't mean that, Hermes. I promise. He didn't mean it. My Hermes agent is sitting right here, dude. Come on.
Sometimes. Yeah, the hard part for me is I find that so far a lot of agents slow me down, and I'm constantly working on like 4 or 5 different things at once, and so to get an agent up to what I'm working on just takes some time. I haven't found one yet that is super complimentary, but yeah, I know for some people they're great.
Just depends on what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I have a counter here that's showing you have 3 minutes left before it kicks you off. So what we're going to do, and I'm going to ask a couple questions from the audience here in those 3 minutes, and then when it kicks you off, we're going to queue up the next video, the Mystery Planet. Was that what it was?
Mysterious Planet.
Mysterious Planet, yeah. So we're not going to watch the whole thing. It's a pretty long episode, but it'll give us time to get Blacklight back on the stream here, and we're having to use a free Zoom account instead of the normal Ecamm guest thing. So we got it. He was messaging me right before the stream, going, "Hey, it's not working. I'm trying to connect," and I'm just like, "Oh no!" And we had like 10 minutes before we went live, and I was amazed we got live in time. We did it. We got through it. So we have a question here from Mary Ardek. I hope I get that right. Can you please tell which tools you use to build the world, like structure, steps? Like, I guess she's talking about the Sad Steve video we watched.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, with that, it starts with character models always for the characters. Then you can reference those, and those have become more important as the models have gotten better. And then it's location. So character and location is always the starting point. And then from there, it's about just building out the story and the characters.
Have you messed around with blocking or anything, like with 3D scenes, or is that all just too complex?
I have sometimes, if I can't get a shot that I really need, and I'm not someone who likes to sit and regenerate a bunch of times. Like, I want to get it out. Yeah. So if I'm like 5 shots in and I haven't gotten it, I'll do a quick blocking. Like, I'll just throw the image together and then upload it, and it's usually pretty good. But for the most part, no. I think I can usually explain what I'm trying to get at.
All right. That's a great answer. Rhodey says, I tried an audio reference on workflows. It was a mess, but it still gave the same music style. So audio works okay sometimes, Rhodey's. It just hallucinates things. Seedance will literally change what you input at times. If you put like a song in, for instance, it'll sing different words. It'll literally add to your song, or it's weird. If you put it on a blank video, if you just put it on a blank background video, you just add your audio track to whatever, and you use a video reference instead of an audio reference, you'll most of the time get a 95% exactly what you had. All right, so we have 1 minute left on Blacklight before Zoom hangs up on him. So I'm going to go ahead and queue up this video and hang up and start the meeting for you again, Blacklight. So everybody, this is Mysterious Planet. I'm going to show you the first few minutes of this.
Welcome back to Mysterious Planet. Today we are on the Moldovan clifftop, which is, above everything else, a problem of wind. It comes from the east without announcement and without mercy, and every organism living on this plateau has answered that problem in a different way. The bracket strider has answered it architecturally. Its body, narrow as a hand is wide, presents almost nothing to the horizontal gale. The legs, extending 8 feet in either direction, form a base so wide that no recorded wind speed on this plateau has successfully toppled one. What is remarkable is where it keeps its eyes. Not on the body, not on the head. The strider does not technically have a head. The 4 large pale eyes sit at the center of each hand, facing outward in both directions. The creature has, at all times, a complete and unobstructed view of its surroundings in every direction. It has no blind spot. It has never, in 3 weeks of observation, appeared to sleep. When our team attempted to approach from behind, the strider turned to face us, sideways, as all its movements are, without urgency. The way something turns to face you when it already knew you were there. What you are looking at is not one creature, it is 412. Each individual, called for working purposes a quill, is a simple organism. A single rigid spine, a root system at the base, one eye at the tip. Alone, a quill cannot move effectively, cannot navigate, cannot, as far as we can determine, make decisions of any complexity. Together, they become the Nail Congregation, a colonial superorganism capable of crossing the plateau at speed, locating food sources across significant distances, and, this was observed twice in our study period, making what our behavioral scientist has described, with visible discomfort, as plans.
Visible discomfort indeed.
Moves by the outermost quills, releasing their root contact, shuffling forward and re-anchoring at the leading edge. The effect, from a distance, is a rolling. A smooth, dense, bristling roll across the pale rock. Up close, it is 400 individual organisms, each with one eye, each taking one step at a time, in apparent consensus. Nobody elected a leader. We checked. The clifftop wind, which makes life difficult for every other species on this plateau, is the drifter's primary environment. From the body, dense, dark, barely the size of a clenched fist.
And you really nailed the documentary feel to this. Like I'm just going to turn the audio down, and we can just chat as we can let this play in the background. Like,
Sure.
How was that 11 Labs, like a 11 Labs voiceover that you generated first, or?
Yeah, it was a custom voice I generated.
Okay.
And then I just went with that.
And I guess, yeah, you just laid the audio down in your editor for that. You didn't have to do any like audio references there.
Yeah.
Meredith says, I can imagine how detailed the prompt was. Beautiful. It's I'm not even sure like what quite this is just so bizarre and surreal, and it just makes me wonder like what is in your imagination, dude. Like you have some very crazy things coming out of there, and it's beautiful. And
well, it's funny that there's a lot of times where I'm hanging out with friends and I'm usually more of a reactionary in person, and I'm usually just quiet and like quietly observing. So I observe a lot and then kind of think about a lot and then just store it away for later.
And how do you let's talk just raw art creativity? Like this would apply whether you're, doing AI or whatever, but how do you approach creativity? Do you think it's something that where you just have your antenna up and you just catch an idea in the air? Do you think it's like something coming from within you, or how does that feel?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Okay.
I mean, I think there's sometimes I get struck by stuff that I'll see. Like I'll just see something visually that's striking and I'll stop and take a picture of it. Music I get a lot of inspiration from because it helps it helps me kind of get inside of myself a little bit more. And then a lot of it is just like experience and weird things we observe culturally throughout our lives. And I think there's kind of some power in that because,
you like to make people uncomfortable with your stuff, man. Just watching this finger moving around the rock, like
it's just a single thumping thumb. So it's a rock, but it just thumps.
All right. It's where do you come up with these ideas for these creatures? Like, I don't even know how you would start to think of that creature right there.
Yeah, I just try to think of different things that I don't know. They just kind of come to me. Like, what if it was a spider, but instead of it being a body, it's just a long metal like bow that's kind of there, and then it's got some balls hanging from it.
It sure does. Those are definitely.
I also I have this thing for eyes. And so I'm always figuring out a way to inject eyes into something.
Somebody asked, is this 4K? Yeah.
On YouTube, it's 4K.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, this version of we're watching, I just downloaded from X, but if you go to Blacklight's channel on YouTube, it's in 4K. So R.M. Robinson says, how long did it take you to make this?
This was for a project for Fairground, and so I'm doing fast channel TV distribution. And I had an episode already that I had made. I've always loved like the nature documentaries, and I could listen to David Attenborough all day. It was something about it was just super relaxing and kind of like it's visual and sonic like quaaludes. It just calms you down, and there's something cool about the visuals of it. And so I wanted to take that kind of formula of like exploring this world and just go to different biomes with weird creatures on some like alien planet, and just kind of explore that. And so this is one of the second videos from this series that I did. And I think for this project, I did like 17 minutes in one day of video content.
Are you serious? I guess because you don't need continuity necessarily, like, you can get away with that. Like you have just your
this was because this is very formulaic.
Yeah.
So it's once you know the formula, it's very easy to do. I mean, really, this is just B-roll of the characters that I made with voiceover. It's very simple to do.
Okay.
Like the voiceover part doesn't have to get matched to the to the audio of the video, so it's a very easy formula. Other things like Cryptid Dating Game or like yesterday's episode with Reggie, like something that's a narrative, that took me like 8 hours to do. So that stuff's a lot more labor intensive than something like this.
I'm sorry if I'm Mariardic says,
and I might be losing you a little bit because we just moved into the new studio and don't have our internet set up right yet.
Well, if we lose you, no worries. We'll just start making a music video. Meredith asks, I have a fantasy. Oh, let me put that comment back up. Where'd it go? I have a fantasy, but cannot prompt it well. Can I get lessons from you on how to prompt well, please? Yeah, do you have any advice to offer on like how to prompt these fantastical worlds you're creating here?
Yeah, I think the best way to describe it is if you get stuck on something or if something gets flagged, think of a different way to describe what you're trying to create. So if the physical description doesn't work, try to use an emotional description. Again, it goes back to the tokens that we were talking about. So use adjectives, use synonyms for other words, try to swap things out. My thesaurus is probably my best friend. I use it more than any other piece of like whenever I'm writing, my thesaurus is like the one thing I use the most.
How do you, tell me about that. I've never heard anybody say that. How do you use a thesaurus when you're prompting?
Yeah, so if I'm like writing something, like I'll talk very plainly when I'm making notes about something. And then as I'm listening to it, I'll think about, can I change this word out to be something else? So like want, I want to get a piece of pie. So by just changing the word from want to desire, you add a little bit of like a twist to it. I desire a piece of pie. Suddenly you're adding some more character to that.
And that will trigger a different place in the neural net than want. Like desire was going to have other things associated with it that want wouldn't, even though it's the same word. So my brain lit up as soon as you said that. I'm like, oh yeah, because I know how the neural net will respond to that. I'm like, that's interesting. It's gonna remind it of other things essentially by using these related words, but just give it a different angle, different view. It's amazing how much AI works by vibes, isn't it? It's like it really is vibes because the whole way these models are trained is frequency. Is vibrations. It's like that's how the neural nets are structured. That's how the loss graph is. It's all frequencies. And so, when people say vibe coding or vibe directing or whatever, like they mean it because it literally is vibrations that you're triggering via words or images. And I never would have guessed. I was a programmer for 22 years, and I never would have guessed that someday computers would be able to vibrate with it, like have a organicness to how they are interacting with us as we're watching this very slimy organic thing crawl across the screen. Rhodey's asks, would this world have any humans? there's something on the screen
There
there.
are humans. They are part of the lore is that there is this something is happening to the people in my world, and they are slowly becoming less human, and nobody is reacting to that. And so there's a little bit of a like analogy to modern life where we witness horrors all day, every day, and we barely react to them, like other people starving on the street or, you know, socio-political actions. We witness these things and we kind of accept them as reality. And so, very much in the same way, these characters are slowly morphing from human into non-human, maybe for better, maybe for worse, but nobody just acknowledges it. It's just part of the.
And it's a commentary on the
system that
the
they're in.
dehumanizingness of our world, right? Okay, I like that.
Exactly. Yep.
I like that. So, RM Robinson says, "Thank you for the prompt idea with the thesaurus." Yeah, that is a fantastic tip. I've never heard anybody suggest that before, and it's a great little tidbit. If you're tuning into the show today, you just got some really valuable knowledge, y'all. It's funny how in the AI scene, there's so much tribal knowledge to this. Like if you pay attention on X, if you're on X and you have the AI tab and the tech tab or whatever, and if you're scrolling there enough, you'll pick up a lot of things. But there is a lot of information that you really only would get by hanging out on Discord and just watching a chat between two people who know a lot about something, or watching a live stream like this where you it's crazy how much there is that there is. Like not everybody knows about the blank video background audio trick with Seedance yet, and it seems like it should be common knowledge.
It's kind of common knowledge in some circles, and then other people have no idea.
Yeah.
But it's true, and there's actually an interesting part to that because I love the idea of the democratization of like sharing workflows and things like that. But in the flip side of it, and to play a little bit of devil's advocate here, is someone like me who's been doing this for 3 years and like literally thousands of hours. There's things that you learn in that time that you just can't shortcut. And so a lot of times I'm not really willing to give away like all of my good stuff because it took me a long time to learn how to do that. I had to learn the intricacies of all these different models, and to know what model to use when is a skill that comes with, an expense to it, and the expense is money and time and practice. And that's kind of my biggest thing is just, there's still so many people so close to the shore that don't really even explore just basic stylization beyond general prompting. And when you start to push away from that shore and start creating more original stuff for yourself, then you start to develop your own set of skills and techniques that work for you that just might not work for somebody else.
That's one thing I'm gonna try to talk to our product team about, is if we can get some style training for Flux. Like it would be awesome to have that on Imagine Art, like to be able to create your own styles to then use in Flux would be, and potentially MiniMax too, since they're opening their weights. Is that, I heard that you heard that too? Okay, so MiniMax3 and Flux 3 are both going to be open weights, and so I'm hoping we could give. I think we used to have a style trainer on our site, and I don't know why it just wasn't like a hit or something, but I saw how you're doing your style combinations.
People didn't think that there was much need for it, but now what's happening is, all of these models have a standard look to them, and so when everything looks the same, you can't really stand out. And so I think there's going to be a huge swing back into stylization, customization. And we're seeing that now with A's and me, and there's other creators that are really moving into their own like lane of style that just can't easily be replicated. I think there's power to that.
I think so too. That's why I want to talk to our team about like whether we can make that possible with Flux and MinMax, because that could be where those models stand out too. I would guess Flux is going to be really potent at style training, looking at how it does the artistic things that it does. Like I haven't seen a video model yet that can animate art, like just like an oil painting or a watercolor looking thing. Some of the Flux 3 videos, I wish I had some queued up real quick I could show you, but I think it's just primed for style training. So definitely a brave new world coming in. And I think what you said a minute ago, just about knowing which tools to use, I think we're all going to have some learning here to do over the next month of like, what tool do I bring out of the tool bag here? If I'm doing this type of scene, it's a Seedance 2.5 scene, or if I'm doing this type of scene, this is definitely where MiniMax is going to shine. Like MiniMax, have you seen any of the text effects MiniMax is doing? Like with the
Yeah.
I'm going to try that on the stream later. Have you seen the music video I'm working on? It's kind of fun.
Yeah, I saw some clips of it.
Yeah, the Rage one. So I'm gonna just experiment. There's this part where it goes, "How good, ooh, how good," and so I'm gonna maybe put the text up as a motion effects plate or something during that time. Like just experiment, see how it looks. Really exciting. And the where was I going? Okay, I was talking Flux 3, MiniMax. All right, Seedance 2.5. Imagine coming very soon, like real soon. They wanted me to stress this on the show today. Let's go watch a video about this real quick, actually. I think that'll make my boss happy. Check this out, y'all. 1 second. And get this on the screen. Yes. All right. Seedance 2.5 is legit with the action. I got to give it that.
Yeah.
Like, pretty epic. I saw another really good one, too. Hold on. Let me pull this up. Yeah, this one was impressive.
Okay, this. First degree? Oh, the book grab.
Like, this feels like we've crossed out of the uncanny valley, man.
Yeah.
This looks like it was shot for real. It's
the only thing I'm still curious about a little bit is the audio, because AI audio, unless you're doing like a custom audio with like knowing how to prompt inflection, is the last kind of thing that gives it away.
Have you played with Seed Audio?
I have a little bit, yeah.
I was pretty impressed with that one. I was trying it. I was going to try to do like a radio show kind of program for my daughter, like to put on her Yodo cards. And I think I'm still going to try it. I just hadn't, like, the agent really failed me, and I was hoping I could just have an agent do it all. And we're just not there yet. They're just not good enough to be able to just to just farm out the creativity to him. It's just you can't do that yet. That actually brings up a good question for me. Do you use LLMs in your prompting? Do you talk your ideas over with Claude, or like, are you just
I put finished scripts in Claude in my program Bible, like, and I have a project Bible. Like, so Route 47 over the past year and a half, the Bible, when I updated it last with all of the references and characters and lore and locations and everything, was something like 73 pages long. So I use Claude to keep all of that organized. Beyond that, maybe once in a while for like an episode idea, just to get the ball rolling, but not really for prompting. And it's funny, I've done exercises before on image generation when I've done some creative sessions on showing how different the AI enhancement of prompts changes your initial idea of what you would like. And so if I wanted, say, a sunset like view of someone walking down the street, like this image that's on screen right now.
Oh,
if you were to
let me pull
use
it back
AI
up.
enhancement, no, you're good. But like if you were to prompt that, and then sometimes the AI will enhance that image in a way that will take you away from where you want it to look visually, and models will do that too. So there is this like level of like trial and error, not only just like between prompts and prompt enhancement, but the models that you use those prompts and or enhancement in. And I always find it useful to like run the same prompt through 4 different image models, and then the enhanced prompt through the same 4 different, and then look at the differences between those 8 images. And then from there, that will be your flavor. And that's where you really start to understand the basics of like how each model has its own little quirk that I was referring to earlier. That image test is a really good first step to see kind of what that looks like in practice.
I see now why your work is so good, because you're really obsessive about this, aren't you? You're like, that actually brings me to a good point that I want to talk about is like, so your work is definitely not AI slop, right? And I got a chuckle a couple months ago on an X thread that just, if you guys don't know, every once in a while Blacklight ticks some people off and they like to post nasty things about him on X, and I grab my popcorn and just, because he always
haters make the best fans.
Yeah, he always like handles it really well too. He's just like, whatever, like like haters, whatever. And there was. We have a mutual friend, Grimful on X, who created a really great site for publishing music, like just, for artists to post AI-friendly, publishing site, basically. And you and I were one of the first ones on there, I think, Blacklight. And it was cool at first, because it was just like, hey, there's people that have like curated catalogs, right? Like I put my album up and then a couple of singles that I released, things that I'm proud of, things that, I've got 300 Suno songs that I, you could go find 300 Suno songs under my account. I'm not going to show you 300 Suno songs. There's no point to that.
Right.
There's, most of them are slop. Right. Most of them don't have the level of excellence I'm looking for out of a Suno song that I'm putting out there for everybody. So if you wanted to scroll through my back catalog, you would be able to listen to terrible Suno songs that I've written in the past. But when I put my stuff on Aether, it was like, no, I'm going to put my best stuff here. You did that too. And then you pulled your stuff down a few days later, like ticked off the community because of it. I applauded you for it. I my stuff's still up there, but I was like, I like that you did that, because you're like, I don't want to be rubbing shoulders with people because they're just putting their whole catalogs on there to get like listens or whatever.
Exactly. There's a level of like curation to it. And I think it's odd that people get so hung up about what other people are doing in their lives. And someone called me a drama queen and that I was trying to ruin things for them or whatever. But at the end of the day, like, I'm living my life for myself. I don't really think about how I am perceived outside of myself. Like, and I talk about this with friends a lot locally, because I was kind of behind the scenes for like 3 years and didn't really come in front of a camera or talk. I wanted the art to kind of do the talking for me. And then I got in person, and then I saw kind of how people reacted to my art in person, and that was new for me to experience.
I was wondering what the change was and where you were like, why you were willing to come on cam now and before. So that was it, huh? You got in front of, you did an event in person, and now you're like, okay, I'll do the streams now. And
yeah, no, it also became a thing where I was seeing people talking about AI from an ancillary perspective and not really from the like creator, I'm working in this is an industry that I like make money in, and like have been a part of helping grow and have seen along the way. And I think that there was a vacuum in real just honesty, to be frank, and criticism. Like, I work in tech. I build tools and UIs for people to use every day. I'm a consumer of tools, of tech tools. But I just found the inauthenticity to be a little off-putting, and I wanted to just, I'm like, I could just be doing this and talk from a perspective of someone who is like in it and knows about it and can talk about it, versus someone who's outside of it and like, making opinionated decisions on how they think the industry is moving versus how it's actually moving with someone that's like inside of it. So, and haters be damned. I'm not going anywhere.
I got a chuckle out of our the thumbnail that was made for us, because just looking at you, we're both graybeards, right? We're the elders in this scene. I wore this shirt out of us because gonna have a couple of old guys just chatting here about AI. Like,
I don't even think I'm that old. It's just I'm in my 40s, and I've been, I run multiple companies. I work long hours. I've had a stressful career, so now I'm just trying to make art and enjoy it and have a good time.
Yeah, man. I pretty much the same. Yep. I pretty much the same. So how do you, what advice would you offer to Oh, sorry, my producer was just pinging me on Slack. He hasn't been able to be here. So, what advice would you offer on how to keep from creating slop? Like, it's so easy to make with AI. How do we keep our work from being slop?
Find the purpose in it. What are you creating and why? And I think it's understand that the process of iteration is the same as the process in painting. You know, you're going to create layers and levels of things, and not every single thing that you create is the finished piece. An output is not a finished piece. We see this online. You get tricked by the allure of these 15-second clips that people post. That's like, you know, some action scene or whatever, or maybe something that they're testing, but an output is not the final product.
Yeah.
You know, you have to iterate. You have to go through the process of like exploring what it is you're trying to say and pull those components together, whether it's visuals, audio, even assistant text, motion graphics, things like that. I mean, those all add up. Sound effects. There's a lot to it than what's just being provided to you in a video output. So find the purpose and then iterate.
So what would you say is the biggest sign that somebody just accepted the first generation and stopped?
Oh, that's easy. I mean, I can't say I haven't done that before where I've taken the first one because it's been good enough. But I think it's when there's no rhyme or reason to it. Like, I have a show that has become oddly popular on TikTok, which was Mr. Gurgleson's Midnight Hour.
I love the name.
And when I first made it, it's weird name, but it's essentially just these 15-second vignettes, and it's just a peek into like this show. None of it really kind of makes sense, but when you look at it together as a whole piece, it does make sense in the sense that it's like a midnight horror kids show, which is just absurd. Like, that shouldn't be a thing and exist. But yeah, I think it's an easy tell when there's no setup, there's no conclusion. You're caught just in a smack of the middle of something, and it's just flashy. Just because it's flashy doesn't mean it's good. There's a lot of stuff that we've seen in recent months that we call high fidelity slop, where it looks like it should be made from like, it looks like an HBO show, but it has no anything to it. They're not saying anything with it. It doesn't do anything. It's just high fidelity slop. So slop isn't just like, you know, lo-fi videos that you see on TikTok. Slop can be just something that is just doesn't serve any other purpose. Yeah. It's just visually stunning. Visually stunning doesn't do anything. You know, look at what's going on with the Marvel movies right now and these expansions of all this CGI and everything, and these stories that have no value. They tell nothing. They're flopping. You know, all the new ones that are coming out now are all flopping because they have nothing to say. There's nothing of substance there. And you know, I think that is the biggest part, is like, what is it that you're trying to say? Am I trying to have some sort of like philosophical commentary on everything I make? No. Is that the starting process for some of my pieces? Totally. But at the end of the day, for me, I'm trying to make people laugh and have a good time. Some other people might, you know, just want to entertain. But if you have a bad story, like I just watched this new Kevin Hart movie that just came out with some of the guys from SNL. Mm-hmm. It's like an hour movie. It's just on Netflix right now. I forget the name of it, but I watched it. At the end of that, I was like, well, that sucks. Like, it was entertaining for an hour, but it was a bad movie, in my opinion. Was it entertaining? Yeah, but it sucked. Like, it was a bad movie,
so
in my opinion.
Netflix can create slop too. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, they sure can. They sure have.
What do you, I feel like, you know, many of all of us are new to AI, right? Because AI is new. Not all of us are new to creating, but many of us are, because it's been inaccessible before. So there's a lot of people that have never been able to express themselves in these ways before, who are now having to learn the craft of it. And do you have any advice for those people? Because in the traditional channels, you know, you have a way to learn the craft typically. Like if you're going to learn filmmaking, you're going to be hanging out with directors and you're going to be, lugging their luggage and, just wanting to be on set whenever you can. So you're doing whatever job you can to be on set, blah, blah, blah. This is a completely different thing. It's a completely different ballgame. How does somebody go down that path as an AI filmmaker and get the exposure that they need in order to pick up those subtle things that you watching the one that was on your stream the other day, man, I was like, this guy knows what he's doing with filmmaking. Like I can tell this guy is a really good filmmaker because it's all the little subtle touches. It's like I was raving about a sound design on your stream because the sound design so impressed me. It was so immersive. It was so good. And I'm like, how did you... Like, did you do all this Foley yourself? Because I know your models weren't giving you that sound. Like, how did you do this, man?
Yeah, no, I talked to him actually. I called him yesterday and chatted with him about it, and it was very specific prompting on a sound that he wanted to hear. He heard the song, he wanted to hear an additional part to it. He knew how to describe it contextually, and then re-prompted it with that song over it.
Interesting.
And it just again goes back to iteration. But I think to answer your question is like, I didn't come into this wanting to be an AI filmmaker. And even today, I don't even think of myself as that. I think of myself as a creative technologist who's made AI films and who does AI, short form content. But I'm also developing a video game with developers right now. And I'm planning to do immersive experiences. And we have, we're going to be doing live stuff, which we've done live shows in the past. So there's so many different facets of it that it can become overwhelming to like say, I want to be a filmmaker or I want to do live shows. The best advice I can give is just it's a journey. And so if you're new to AI tools, just play and have fun with them to start. Let your creativity that maybe you haven't been in touch with for a long time. For me, it was like 20 years. Get back in touch with that side of yourself that lets you play. And then from there, just go down the creative journey and push yourself to try something new.
Yeah.
And it's really just about self-discovery and the way that you develop your creativity over time. And I mean, when I first started doing this, I made a 1-minute video. I think it took me 12 hours to make 1 minute.
Wow.
Now I can make a minute video in like a half an hour.
I wish I could do that. I'm still trying to get this 5-minute video done and like what my music video is.
But again, I've been doing it like I did it every day for a year on TikTok and I've developed all this stuff. Like it's just practice and reps, right? You learn. I didn't know how to be a filmmaker. I didn't know blocking. I didn't know any of these things. I had to learn them for myself. And then once you learn that set of skills, then you move on to the next set. Maybe it's like camera angles or camera types, or maybe it's visual styling, maybe it's sound foley. Those are all different ways to be creative in your piece that no one is going to know up front. Like we have an opportunity now to like crush down literal careers into a skill that you could learn with, a couple of months in a program.
It's wild. My brother he's on the anti-AI train and he's a video editor. And graphic designer, and I'm just like, bro, you don't see what's coming, man. Like your job is not long for this world if you don't learn this tech. It's coming whether you like it or not. So you can be anti-AI all you want, the train is still gonna hit you. And
that's what I say is it's life moves on with or without you. Either way, AI is going to be the same way. I do think there is value in, being pro AI, but also being able to have the conversations about like, energy usage and these data centers and mass surveillance and the stuff that's going on with Flop.
Yeah.
You can be pro technology and pro AI and anti mass surveillance. Yeah. I am, you know what I mean? And I think we have to have a responsible conversation with people that are anti-AI and come to a place where we understand that, technology is going to continue to increase. Do we have a responsibility to do that ethically and, hopefully as clean as possible? Yeah. Is it a data center's fault that the construction company fucked up your water line? Probably not.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a false equivalent.
Yeah, there's so much misinformation out there because it seems like there's a coordinated like campaign, a disinformation campaign about water usage in data centers, and like it's
Right.
You just get the normies, just parroting whatever they're told, and they're being told it's using up all this water. And if you go look at the actual water usage numbers, it's like, it's nothing compared to like farming and other things that use a lot of, it's nothing. It's a drop in the bucket. It's not going to eat all our water. So Charter out of air has a question on LinkedIn. He was asking, David, what about cinematic realism on Seedance 2.5? Is there any progress? Yes, there is, Charter, and we actually just showed a video. I'll put this on mute in the background because it's worth watching again. I think this is proof that the cinematic realism it's there. It's crossed out of the uncanny valley. I feel like this video is proof of it. It's just so real looking. The little touches are there that
the lens flare.
Yeah, the people in the background, like it's the textures, everything is just the dirt on his pants there. I love those frames on the glasses are amazing. And the chroming on those, I mean, that's the reflection and the rack focus, and man, it's there. We have achieved cinematic realism. Seedance 2.5 has achieved cinematic realism. I'm really excited though too that there are cheaper options approaching too, like MiniMax, very reasonably priced. We don't know what Flux pricing is going to be yet, but I love that for people who just can't afford Seedance, because Seedance, man, generating Seedance 4K is expensive. It's expensive. You're talking like what? $10 a 15-second clip or something when it comes down to it.
And sometimes, running those clips, like when I do the Reggie's episodes, Reggie is a native Seedance character.
Okay.
And so when I prompt a scene with him and that goes wrong, there have been times where I've prompted one 15-second clip 20 times to get it to be exactly right.
So you literally,
it's painful.
$200 spent to get that one.
15 seconds.
Ouch.
And that's the reality of it. It's like, that's why when we say like, yes, these models are good, but they're not the end product.
Right.
Like there is still development that has to happen. Yeah. And I think you have to go into it very realistically that there is costs that are associated with this. And so if you are doing, any sort of client work or anything like that, those costs have to be accumulated for. And I've seen at different festivals and shows where people ask like, how much did this content cost for you to make? And some creators, are lucky, like me being creator programs where, we're given advanced, testing, we get credits and stuff on that. But I'm very aware of the cost of a product because I have to be able to communicate that. And then in turn, it's kind of insane because you see this industry kind of being built and formed in real time. And so when we hear that, creators are making, anywhere from $1,000 on the low end to $7,000 on the high end for a minute of content, there's a reason that price range exists. And it's not because that the creator is being, pompous or anything. There are legitimate costs associated with running and to be able to create this stuff. And that's where payment often goes to, is you have to pay for the content that you're making.
Yeah.
And yeah, sometimes it does cost $250 for 15 seconds. So sorry that you have to pay a couple $1,000s, but that's how much it costs to make.
I mean, still, when you compare what those 15 seconds would cost without using AI, it's really cheap. I mean, you're talking.
Would I rather pay $200 or 20 grand
exactly
for a whole set? And yeah.
I love the story. So, I love to share this story. I've shared it a few times on my stream now, but when I was working on a video several months ago, I was playing around with Grok's Imagine video generator and just their image. I think there was a version of it that was really good. I'm not a fan of it now, but like. When I was using it at the time, I was just like blown away by the aesthetics I was getting out of it, the old vintage vibes and stuff. I really liked it. And it gave me an idea as I was doing this. I was like, okay, what if I had one of these models in a cave and there's a bunch of old CRTs stacked up behind her in kind of like a pyramid shape, and her image is split amongst all the TVs. So it's like, each one is showing a different part of her and stuff, but it's showing in real time as she's moving around, and it's all the same exact TV model, and they all look like they're from the 70s. And I started thinking about this in my head. I was like, what would it cost to make this in real life? Because I literally went from having the idea to seeing it in front of me animated in 5 minutes flat. Like just it cost me next to nothing to make. And
Yeah.
what, like, we're talking $50,000, $100,000, if even possible, like to be able to source old school tube CRTs that are all the same model that you would then have to scout a cave location and you have to get power in there and, like all your lighting and blah, blah, blah. That's an expensive shoot right there that I did in seconds for nothing. And it makes it more palpable to swallow those $250 for 15-second moments if you think about just what it would cost in the long run to not be using AI to do it. So completely understand that. But
and I think it's important for the enterprise clients too. Like, if you're coming in at this and you have creatives that you're working with that are using these tools and,
oh, I think we just lost him. Oh no, here, let me, I bet he'll come back to say bye to us. The Zoom meeting just cut out. Hold on, folks. Sorry about that. All right, give me 1 second. We will get this fixed. Yeah, we had to do a different thing today. Or did we? Hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna give him a new link. 1 second. All right. Do 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 do. Let me put some background music on so you guys don't have to listen to my Jeopardy thing. And I tell you what, I'm going to show you one of his music video that he sent me while we're waiting for him to come back on. This is pretty fun. Welcome back.
Thank you much. So this song is actually interesting. This was a song I made about 4 years ago, and then I brought it into AI to do some guitar work, and then I have been iterating on it every year since then. And so this is the most recent iteration of this song.
I really love it. Is it vaporwaves, like kind of synthwave? Yeah. Like, love it.
Little vaporwave, little like references of just like, I just remember growing up and having, these taped photographs on my walls and listening to music in my room and just dancing and under black lights, and there's such a personal aspect of this to me. But like, this is kind of what you're talking about, the TVs and everything. Like, I wouldn't have been able to do that.
No. I love the vibe. Your UV style is very appealing to me. What was this done with?
This was done. God, that's a good question. I think I did the music through, or the lip sync through Veed, and then some of the B-roll was probably Kling, MiniMax, and I think I had some Runway in here too.
That was a great. How'd you prompt that little shimmy?
That was just a finale prompt, like a single finger jazz hand. Raising single finger jazz hand point.
Fantastic. This is really great, man. This is really good stuff. Well, I want to, let's see if there's any other questions from the audience before I want to honor your time here, and then I want to start building on my music video.
Work on your music video.
Yeah, man. But this has been really fantastic, Blacklight. This is very, very great content. That thesaurus thing was worth the stream right there. Just like that's a great idea. So,
thanks, man.
Let me turn this down a little bit. And all right, Marietta says, can't see it now. Do you feel like there's a difference in how 4K is not just about the video quality, but it also understands the given prompt better? So she's talking about Seedance 2.0 4K, I assume.
Yeah. I know that there is, I mean, obviously it's going to be a newer version of a model, so they're going to have more work that's been done into it than the previous model, so I can see that. I historically don't typically run 4K native from a video gen company just because unless it's a client that's really demanding it, I'm trying to get the work done as economically as possible, and then I can upscale it through Topaz or something else. And that has its own other thing. I mean, upscaling in and of itself is its whole other layer of, you know, is it just strict image clearing and denoising? Is it a creative upscale where you're adding new pieces into it, like similar to outpainting? So it kind of varies from project to project, but I think in Seedance's case specifically, I would assume that there's more work that had gone into it because it is 4K. So my guess would be yes.
It definitely seems like if you were to take a 1080p Seedance clip or a 720p Seedance clip, upscale it to 4K with Topaz, and then compare it to the same clip rendered in 4K in Seedance, like there's a difference, right? Like
Oh yeah.
The coherence of the image coming natively in 4K out of Seedance to me is stunning to behold. Like I did the first shot of my music video in 4K, and I'm doing the choruses in that, and you can tell the difference, man. Like you're getting so much more crispness and clarity out of that video. And
well, there's more data that's also being transferred over, so it has to be that, right?
Yep.
Whereas like 720, if a model, like historically what happens is if you're giving it a reference and there's like high action, you get a blur. And that blur is the model not knowing how to fill in the gaps. With 4K, it has to fill in the gaps, and that's why you see that.
Yeah,
you're bring more data over.
Yeah, and it's wonderful, but man, it's expensive.
Yeah, exactly.
If a client had the money for it, it would be worth it just for, you know, if they're like, you know, if you're an ad agency and you're making commercials that are going to be shown on TV, you're going to be generating in 4K. You can afford to do that. And that's necessary.
If the cost justifies it, go for it. If it doesn't, it's for fun. Just
use whatever gets you the best results. That's what I'm really excited about. You know, having these cheaper options. It's giving it to more people, especially the open source community is going to do really fun things with the models. I'm so glad we're getting some more open weights that are at least comparable to Seedance, right? Like that was a weird gap we just had of Seedance comes out and then everybody else just crickets for 6 months. It's like, well, that's the slowest I've ever seen this move.
I think that's the slowest the industry has moved, to be honest, on the video side. At least for a couple of years, where there was a large gap where we didn't really see like anything happening. But it's nice to see that there's stuff in there. And hey, this is how the market's supposed to work, right?
Could you imagine working at Kling when Seedance dropped 2.0 and just going, oh no, like they had just dropped 3 and then Seedance is like, donk. Nobody wants to use anything else ever again.
Even in that case, I was still doing Kling videos. So Mysterious Planet was all run with Kling. I didn't run any Seedance. Seedance had been out on it. So I mean, this is the models having their own quirks. Kling's multi-camera is still one of the better multi-cameras that are out there right now, especially because you can prompt specifically for that multi-camera.
You like using the multi-shot feature, Kling?
Oh, all the time, yeah.
Interesting. I feel really limited by it. I feel like
really?
It doesn't feel like it gives me enough prompt space in each shot, and I feel like I get better results just doing a multi-shot in one prompt on Seedance than I do out of a Kling multi-shot. Like I was really excited when it came out. I was like, oh yeah, I can't wait to try this. And I tried it and I was like, I'm going to just go back to multi-prompting in Seedance because it just, for me, it gave me better results. But I feel like I'm not limited. Like Seedance, you can do so many cuts, right? Like you can put 15 cuts in that 15-second clip, and you can't get that out of a Kling. You know, so it's different tools for different jobs.
You just would prompt it differently, so you wouldn't do it in each of the individual ones. You would just prompt it in the main multi-prompts, like,
and it'll still obey multi-prompts in that. Okay, well, didn't know that. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know. I'm curious how. Okay, so you've been playing with Flux 3 and with Hailuo 3. This is the last thing I'll ask you. Really, really appreciate your time, man. Don't want to keep you any longer though.
Of course.
You've been playing with them. How does prompting feel compared to Seedance? Do you feel like you could take a Seedance prompt and bring it over to them and get the at least similar results? Okay.
They've been good for me, yeah, on that. And I haven't tested Flux as much because the preview for it has been in a open channel.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm a shy prompter. I don't like sharing my prompts.
Yeah. That makes sense. I mean, that's what I was talking to one of their GTM people. I guess it was on Tuesday, and he was telling me, he's like, yeah, we have a Slack channel, you can do it, or there's an API and blah, blah, blah. So we didn't get the early access going because we talked to them too late in the game, but we're, day one with their API, and I'm a little jelly. I'm jelly that you have a big enough X account to score the early access. It was a wasteland on X watching people just like, I wish I had early access. And
I will say I have been a big fan of Black Forest Labs since Flux 1. I mean, I love that they had opened up the weights and the training on it. I still to this day use Flux 1 custom trained image models, even though I also now have Flux 2 and 2 large trained models. I still go back to my Flux 1 stuff. So the fact that 3 is coming out now and they're focusing on video on it, it feels like the moment when Midjourney started to do video. And so I know Flux has had it for a while, but I'm excited to see the evolution of it, and I love what that team's working on. So
that's well said. I can't disagree. Robin and those guys are like, I mean, they're why we're all here, really. Robin pretty much is why we're all able to do all of this. So thank you, Robin. We really appreciate you. This is really fun. Thank you for these toys that you spawned for us.
And all our little weird creations.
Hold on. Rodius is saying, how much editing work would it take to finish this last song? Okay. She asked, with all the details here he's making and still fitting in one multi-shot prompt, woo. That's a good point. Like if you're getting all those details out of it, is that just because your images are your prompt in that case, your reference images where you get all those details in? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, makes sense.
And also there's something to be said about, slop in, slop out, right? So if you're taking the time to curate the images, and one thing I've done a lot is run a variation of an image, and then I'll take out the character and then put the existing character that I like in there for different angles. So having multiple reference images of a location or of a mood or theme, all of that is less prompting you have to do. So you're trying to give the model as much information as possible without like overloading it.
And you don't want to repeat what it can already see in your images. If you have something in an image, don't put it in your text prompt because it's gonna compete with the attention of what it pays attention to. So Arodi's also, she says, how much editing work did it take to finish this last song? So the music video we just watched, how much editing was that?
That was probably about 2 hours of editing.
Okay. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Do you still trim and extend the generated vids?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I've done a lot less keyframing than I used to do. I used to do a lot of keyframing scenes. But I do a lot more now with like multi-shot camera angles to extend scenes out. And I will always trim microseconds between extensions. And
talk to me about that. Talk to me about that. Is that just take the last frame off basically, or last few frames?
It's not always the last frame. It's usually like you really have to zoom in on the last bit. But what happens is when you're extending 2 clips together, and if you're using the extension of one clip to the other, there will always be, and Seedance does this too. And Seedance actually, it's usually about 5 bars, which is like 5 milliseconds. But there will, when you put those together, there's always a point where it stops, the animation stops or the scene stops. And in some models, it will be a degree smaller. And so you have to increase the size of the video one degree for it to line up. But to smooth out that jitteriness between clips, you usually have to cut the end of the first clip or the beginning of the second clip.
Yeah, makes
and
sense.
you just kind of have to eye it and watch it. But it is one of those things that's probably the most time consuming part, is like making sure it's not speed ramped the wrong way, or making sure your seams line up is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's probably the most important part of editing AI work, especially when you're doing extended scenes or longer scenes. I've had scenes that breathe out like 45 seconds to a minute. You have to do that.
Or everybody will be able to tell. All of us who make AI
Everyone
videos will laugh at you. He didn't trim his clips.
You didn't trim your seams.
Dude, thank you so much for coming on here, and this has been great. Super, super informative content. So it's Blacklight, everybody. Really, really appreciate his time. Let's give him a hand.
Thanks so much for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. Any closing words for us?
No, just keep creating. Have a good time. Remember your play.
All right, man. Wise words. Talk to you later.
Talk to you later. Thanks for having me.
Well, that was fantastic, and what a very informative session that was. Like, I'm gonna have to go back and watch this myself. I want to remember some of the things that he is talking about there. Oh, I didn't get your question there, Merity Ardek. I've seen how he works before with his images. He actually did a live stream a couple of weeks ago where he was creating live, and he does a lot of like custom trained LoRa's where he will create a style and like just finagle that all together, and that's how he arrives at such distinct looks. So it's something I want to bring to Imagine Art if we can. Like we used to have it. We used to have style training where you could create your own styles or train your own characters. And I think it'll be worth it to have it again if we could do it right. If we, like with Flux and with MiniMax coming out with, they're going to have open weights, so we'd be able to train styles on them and be able to accomplish some pretty interesting things. Blacklight's philosophy is that you push the model out of the mean, like it's averages, right? If you're gonna get something that looks just, everybody else will have about the same kind of thing. But if you push it in a certain direction stylistically, it will give you something that's never been seen before. It learns from the styles you're feeding it, and then it drives it in a different direction. So I think that'll be really interesting if we can have that on video models, because that's never been able to be. Well, I guess LTX has an open source video model, and some people are doing some cool stuff with that. I have seen some style transfer stuff, but Flux will be really good at that. And thank you, official Kadilate. Just great stream, y'all. That was a really, really fun time. Blacklight's good dude, good creator. I really love how. I loved hearing his process on that and how obsessed he is with the right kinds of things. And those little touches are really what sets you apart as a creator. Learn how to study what others are doing in those ways. Learn how to, take a look at somebody like Blacklight and what they're doing, and then look at your stuff and go, okay, where am I lacking? Where can I grow? Where can I improve? That's one thing. I showed a video a couple times in recent streams where the string, he talked about it a little bit on the stream today. And there's this one moment, he gets me every single time I watch it. The audio just stops, and it makes me think I stopped the video or something accidentally, which is really annoying when you're on a live stream and you're like, oh no, did I just stop this? And no, it's actually just like his sound design was to have that audio just stop because it's for the story that he's telling. And those little touches like that are everything. Those moments, which ironically the thing was about a moment. So those moments, those touches are what sets you apart from, just producing AI Slop. Anybody can type a prompt into a model and get something out. How are you going to put it together with other things? What are you going to do to make it, to sell it to the user, to make it immersive, to make it engaging? We talked a couple times on the stream today about A's, who, man, if I may be able to find this. It would be worth. I'd love for you guys to go look at this. A's Alter is his name, And I'll throw his YouTube channel up here so you guys can see it real quick. RM Robinson says, yeah, it was a great live. I learned some key info I want to use. I agree. And Rhodey says it was good. He shared all his experience and knowledge. Yeah, so good. Like that was really valuable stuff, y'all. If you're paying attention, that was really valuable stuff. So this is A's Alter. He is a really good creator. Like I watched this clip the other day, and he just dropped it 2 days ago. And you guys should go watch it. We're not going to play it today. It's really long. It's worth watching, and I've seen it twice now. I watched it, and then I played it for my wife, and she was hooked. Like she was like, "How does this end?" She wanted to see how it ends, and that's telling you something, right? Like somebody with AI. My wife, I would consider her a normie. She's exposed to AI. She learns about it from me, through me, but it's not her bag. It's not her bread and butter. And so showing her this AI content that she was like fully engaged and invested in, she wasn't just watching it because it was AI, like I was watching it to see what another AI creator is doing. She was watching it because it was good content and she was engaged, and it got her. And if you go watch it, pay attention to the sound design. I was just geeking out about the sound design in this. So highly recommend. All right. So we're going to shift gears here. First, let me show you where we're at. I think we're still in the same place with the music video from last time I was working on it, but just to refresh everybody, let's watch this real quick.
You let them do what they did. Said you love me, but I was just a kid. Just wanted love, was that too much to ask? You let me think that something in me was cracked. Like I wasn't worth the air inside my lungs. God, I'm trying not to bite my tongue, but this rage at what you saying with your silence. It's a fire and I'm losing to the violence. How could you throw me to the wolves? You let them take me, let them break me. Do you know how much this hurts? Why wasn't I good enough to feel love? How could you do this to me? How could you throw me to the wall? My heart's got questions that my head keeps answering, but the answers never stop the hemorrhaging. I've been patient, I've been faithful, I've been good. 20 years of doing everything I should. Why couldn't you have let me in on this secret? Couldn't I have taken it? You think I'm that weak? Quit playing chess with decades of my life. I was bleeding out and you were biding time. How could you? How could you? How could
So that's where we're at, and I'm pretty much digging it. I want to do. I had an idea that I want to try, and let's go look at this. So I have two ideas actually. There's two things I want to do. One is I want to use MiniMax, which is live on Imagine Art now, and there's a cool text effect thing that it does. And I was working right before the stream to see how I might accomplish this. So I'm going to start this rendering, and then I'm going to go work on this other thing that I'm going to do. Hit that chest floor. Rhodey says, hit that chest floor. I don't know what that means, Rhodey's, but I'm going to hit it. Oh, I don't know what happened to why is the comment showing up so weird? Here, there we go. Yeah. All right. I'm going to hit that chest floor, Rhodey. All right. So There's this, I saw a clip of somebody doing this where they put up these, background motion graphics, basically. Hailuo 3 is actually, which, by the way, I don't know whether it's called Hailuo or MiniMax. I haven't figured out their naming standard, so I apologize to that company if I'm misnaming your brand. But yeah, so Hailuo MiniMax3 can do really cool stuff with motion graphics and text. So we're going to try this. Let me check out this prompt here because I haven't reviewed it yet. Create a 15-second 16:9 live action music video sequence synchronized to the 3 repeating "how could you" phrases in every ad lib in video 1. Yep. All right. I don't want that. I need to edit that. So let's see. Oh, no. All right, I'm not going to use that edit thing. I'll just say, oh man. My ChatGPT app is being funky here. There we go. Change this. We are not passing a video ref. We're only passing blank video with audio ref. All right, let me see if there's anything else that needs to change. Location, an enormous decommissioned newspaper printing plant at night. The singer performs alone between towering analog offset printing presses, steel rollers. That's pretty cool. Machinery is dormant, but the surrounding paper moves backwards through time. It'll be interesting to see if Hailuo can do this. I was playing with the reverse time stuff in this video. It opens with the transformation, the character going from man to a wolf. But the way the clip actually was rendered, it was generated in forward, and then I reversed it in post. And so far, I've gotten very little success getting reversed time out of a video model. They don't seem to be trained in anything like that. They didn't watch enough Tenet or something. We'll see if Hailuo can do it though, because it might. It'll be a good test. Cold cyan fluorescent strips hang above the machinery, dirty sodium. Okay. Motion graphics rule. At selected vocal impacts, the entire printing plant is temporarily replaced by a flat, full-frame motion graphics composition. The singer remains continually visible, so it's going to mask the singer out. Razor, welcome. Yes, you are late, and you just missed a whopper of a time. We had blacklight, Razor, and it was great. It was really informative, and it'd be worth going back to watch the VOD to catch the interview, because he had some real kernels of wisdom in there that if you're interested in making films with AI, you'll learn some stuff. So worth going back and checking it out. All right, so I'm just going to read this over real quick. Only display. Let me put some background music on. I hate having dead air. Y'all, let me know if the music is too loud and you can't hear me talking. I don't want to be distracting, but just need to have some tunes in my ears. All right. Low 28, like that. Looks the printer presses in the first how replace the entire factory for approximately 1/4 second. A black modular editorial background divided by thin bone white rules. Okay. One enormous white how fills the frame behind the singer in ultra condensed upper take grotesque. Okay. All right. I think this looks pretty good so far. I'm gonna try it. Just edit it there. And I need to find this clip again. So I wasn't liking this shot that much. It's, for one, I don't want the furry looking, I don't want people with actual wolf heads. I want people with real faces and heads wearing the wolf cloak. And I think I'm going to bring that back in another scene, I think. But I'm going to try to replace as much of this one as I can. Or maybe I'll cut back and forth between it. Like, the wolf heads aren't terrible. It's just not what I was wanting. It didn't prompt that right. I didn't want people that, their heads are wolves. So I just need to export a Well, I might even have it on my timeline over here. No, although that's the one before it. Okay. This one? All right, I gotta mute the music for a second and listen to this. All right, it's the right one. And back with the music. Export this. And I'm just going to do 264 because I don't know if it supports 265. All right. And let's go try this. All right. First, I'm going to upload the video. And I've been doing this in workflows, but I'm going to have to... we don't have MiniMax in workflows yet. It's just in the main Imagine Creative side, so I got to get my references downloaded and synced up there. So let me get this one. And I don't think I'm just gonna let it prompt the scene. I don't think I need a reference image of this scene. We'll find out. We'll just see how it works. All right. You know, does it bother anybody else when the robots do this? So I sent him this edit and he's like, replace that paragraph with this. And I'm just like, dude, you could have just done that for me. You could have just gave me a block that I could copy and paste, not make me do the work. Do it yourself. Like, is this just us being lazy? Are we getting more lazy because of AI? I think probably a little bit. It's, you know, it is what it is. But I think it's easier to just say do it yourself and then have it respit out the whole thing rather than me have to copy and paste and then copy and paste and then replace. That was just easier. So I wish I would have done that in the first place. But I might just be being lazy. It's entirely possible. Uh-oh, that didn't work. It did not like me copying and pasting that prompt in there. All right. We will get this. All right, so I'm going to do this over. First, let me make sure the prompt's, all right, that's a problem. Is it only doing, it's like only doing it when I'm copying and pasting. What if I, oh, that worked. All right, it looks like it didn't get my whole prompt either. Let's see. Yeah, it didn't get the whole thing. Let's see how much of it got cut off. Tell you what, I'm just gonna paste what it got, like everything that got cut off. This is all the prompt the text box can contain. Please adjust the prompt to fit within this length. So it cut it off. Where at? The graphic cards do not exist in the factory. I don't know where that is. All right. Yeah, this will be good. We'll need it to do this because it's just not going to fit in the box. I don't know what MiniMax's prompt limits are either. If you were on the stream earlier, I announced that we got our Seedance 2 prompt limits changed to 20,000. Oops, I meant to do this. So you can now do 20,000 20,000 tokens on Seedance 2, I imagine right now. Alex says, smiley face, press the button. I can't, man. It won't, it doesn't have a full prompt. So we'll get there. I know, I'm excited to see this too. I really want to see a MiniMax gen myself that I made. But until until I get the prompt right. Press it, he says. Okay, Mark has the drop, so thanks, Mark, on LinkedIn. And let me just check our other channels, make sure nobody's been trying to get my attention. Nope, all right. Just wait here for this. It's taking a lot longer than expected. All right, well, we're waiting on that. Let me go see if I can get this shot right. I was trying to use variables. If you don't know, in workflows, it's really cool. You can take your reference image and turn it into a variable that you can then use elsewhere, like if you're on other pages. And so I had turned this reference image right here into a variable. For some reason, when I was prompting with it, it wasn't working though. And I want to see if it's the variable that's the problem or if it's my prompt that's the problem. So let's see. It just was losing my character reference entirely. So I'm going to run that. So for this scene, for this shot that I'm currently generating, I thought of something fun, which is I'm going to generate 2 clips. First, I'm going to generate a clip that's going to then be projected in the next clip. I think this will be a cool technique to show. So let me get that clip generated. Go find my prompt. All right, so this is going to be it's going to be like a childhood memories or something and playing back on the projector screen. And it's going to be really cool because instead of having to prompt certain scenes on the projector screen, we're going to prompt one clip and what's playing during that scene, and then another clip to actually project that onto the scene. And the character should be lip syncing to it, and you should see the projection images on his face and on the wall behind him and stuff. So Rodies says, can you prompt the exact variable? The variables are usually by luck. I don't know if a Nano Banana, I think if you refer to image 1, it's going to know that. Oh, I don't know why. Why is it doing, why do I look like I have a black eye? Did I get punched in the face? Younger me got punched in the face. All right, I'm going to regen that because I don't know what, or maybe it's the prompt. Did I have something in the prompt? He faces wound with contained wounded intensity. I think that's the wrong word to look here because it actually made my face look wounded. I'm going to pull that out. And I think he's a good distance from the wall. I think that'll be cool. Projected light. It's playing quiet. Yep. Yep. Okay, let's try this again. I like this song. I haven't even heard most of my background music songs. I just prompted a bunch in Suno and then downloaded them and threw them into Ecamm. So we're hearing these for the first time together. All right, let's go check on this one. Oh man, that's a lot shorter prompt. Is that really how short our prompt box is? Oh, yeah. 2,000 characters. Well, that's not much. Okay. Rody says maybe I could try splitting from my shadow and having both of them go. How could you do this? That'd be interesting. I don't know how the model would do rendering the shadow like that though. All right, let's see if this fits. It looks like the whole prompt. Good. References. Keep having this. Okay, yeah, I've been having issues. I've been trying to diagnose with the team. there's a segment of the video that keeps getting rejected by Seedance because of the format or something. I can't figure out why. So when we last worked on this video, I was unable to move forward because of that bug, and it's still there. So I don't know if it's something on my end or on our workflow team's end. I'm not exactly sure, but the video just was not working. Oh, we have that bugged prompt box again. All right, let me refresh this. Hey Harris, are you watching the stream? Can you let me know if you are? Still look all bruised up. Why? That's pretty close. I'm going to try Pro. Okay, so we have our reference. That's not the right reference. There we go. Okay. We have video one, we have image one. Let's see. See if it likes this now. It'll be interesting to find out if MiniMax likes the blank videos as well. We're going to try it that way first. Where was image one in this prompt? I don't see it. Oh, I used the wrong thing there. What is going on here? Let me get this back. Okay. I see. Okay. Paste. Y'all. I don't know why it's doing that. I'm going to show this live stream to the team and be like, guys, fix this. I don't know why it's doing that. Actually, I do know because programming is so hard. It's weird. It only does it when I use the keyboard shortcut. If I right click and hit paste, the prompt box doesn't disappear. But if every time I paste like that, it didn't show me the copy paste option when I clicked that time. All right. Paste. There we go. And also references. Okay, so maybe that's part of what's going on here is the reference mode for some reason. There's a bug in the prompt when you go into reference mode. So we'll see if this works. Let's try it in a different mode. Oh, it's not on Hailuo now. There we go. Import those. It's not the right prompt at all. What is going on? Okay, and now it's back. Okay, so when I don't have references in there, it just makes that disappear. So at least it came back. We might actually be able to press generate now, finally. I think Alex will be really happy about this. Alex asks why we don't show the render time. My guess, Alex, is because there is no like truly accurate estimate we can show like through the APIs that we access the models through. I don't know for sure, but I that would be just my rough guess. All right, so this is 10 seconds, I think. Oh no, I put 15 in the prompt, and it's actually 10. At least I think it's 10. Let me go check. Let's make sure. No, it's almost 15. We're going to make it 15. Okay. Glad I checked. I'm really excited that Hailuo 3 is 2K as well. That's pretty dope. I was not aware that that was what it was going to be. All right. What? No, you didn't. No. Is it because I have enhancer on? Why is that happening? Are there references causing that? All right, let me see if it can reduce the prompt to like it's saying how many characters do I have? I gotta figure out what's going on with that. It's saying I have 1,095 characters. How could I have 1,095 more characters than what it's saying? If that isn't 2K cares, please trim down to 2K. It's not like there's any extra text or anything in here or something. Or maybe it's not adding an effect or anything. Yeah, I'm not. Hold on, let me see if somebody's here that can answer this question for us. Doesn't look like it. All right. Oh, I do have. Thank you for letting me know that, Alex. That would have been. I would have been like, oh, that's not going to work. Yeah, and I still can't generate it though because it's saying we have 3095. Yeah, thank you for letting me know about that, Alex. I would have. Yeah, the reference. It'll automatically default to whatever reference you add at first, and so my reference image was 9:16, so it added a 9:16 to the prompt. So, okay, let's go check on our. I was checking in to make sure that shadow wasn't. Yeah, hairline. Hair looks like it's okay. All right. I wonder if it would be better to have, like, I think I'd like the wall to be like further away and like, yeah, I think I want the video itself to be further away. So let me go find that wall prompt. All right, so I want him to be standing a bit further away from the wall, and I want him to be kind of dwarfed by the size of the wall. We'll see if the model can give us anything like that. Alex says, yes, it'll be great if platform can see the ref images, interpret automate the aspect ratio. That would be helpful. We're going to go long today, folks. We're hitting 2 hours right now. This will be the longest stream yet. I'm going to try to get at least one of these shots done. All right, so here's our 2,000 character prompt. See if it. Yep. All right. Still doing the thing, but when I choose my references, it comes back. We are going to get this generated. Okay, 16 by 9, 15 seconds, 2K, let's go. All right, how can I trim 76 characters off of this? Trim 76 characters off. Oh, dolls, I agree. So Doll says, Seedance win, please. So don't worry, it's coming. It will be here. Basically, they're doing a GA release real soon. We don't know an exact date, but the moment it is out, ImagineArt will be the first to have it. Don't you worry. You will find it at ImagineArt first, and that will be a great day. Man, I can't believe we have 3 new models to play with now. It's a good week. Good week for AI. All right, check this prompt, redo it. Context dead. What is? I don't know what that means. The models are not liking me today. Thank you. Which model are you talking about, Doll? Working with, who am I working with that is one of your faves? I didn't quite understand. So Alex asks, the words limitation by the platform or the generator model. That's a really good question. I'm going to have a talk with our product owner and find out. Oh, you love that I'm working with. Oh, we're your fave? Aw. So Dolex says ImagineArt is their fave. We are my fave too. Like I really love ImagineArt. I have great fondness for the founders of ImagineArt. They've been so kind to me, and I've they've been. It's been a great experience working for them. So I really like this company a lot, and we're the scrappy underdogs, and that's okay. All right, I don't love that shadow. That one actually, I think I'm just gonna go with this one. That actually will work. It's kind of more what I was thinking anyway. So, all right. Next, I need what's actually going on the screen. So let's find out. Yeah, I'm gonna have a convo about the text box limitations I was just experiencing, because that's Alex. I'm not sure whether that's on our end or their end, but yeah, it's a really insanely small prompt. That's 2,000 characters is not enough. Just not enough. Chowder would be so upset right now by that. All right, what am I doing now? I need the prompt for what is going on in the childhood memories. Okay. Okay, I gotta find that prompt because I had. Yeah, here we go. I think I can just copy this prompt as is. It's the other reason I like using workflows is the prompt limitations. The prompt boxes are a lot bigger. It's really helpful. All right, I'm going to duplicate one of these scenes that has the young boy in the ice. Because I'm pretty much just going to use the same references, I think. that the right boy? That's not the right boy. What did I do with that? I can't remember. Let's see. Edit this. Okay, I actually replaced that kid. So I guess I can just grab. Is it a? No, that's that. Which one is it? All right. Guess I'm just going to recreate that node. Wait, did we ever get our prompt in here? I think we did. I think I was still waiting on it, wasn't I? Okay. Here we go. Let's go, MiniMax. Oh, you're going to do it again, aren't you? Yep. All right. Add the references. Oh my gosh, it finally worked. Yay! So now we get to find out if it actually works. Alex says if you want a complex scene, you need to have unlimited text box, I think. So I agree with that in principle, Alex. There is a diminishing returns that happen, though, because of the way attention works in neural networks. So your prompt gets fed, through the text encoder, and then it becomes an array of numbers. And when all the denoising stuff that's happened, there's this thing called the attention mechanisms, and attention matches from one part of a prompt to, whatever is on frame or the temporal. Like, I'm not even sure how it works with videos. I have video models. I haven't studied video models enough to get how they're doing all of this. But I know with images, you are talking about attending to pixels practically. It goes, okay, this word corresponds to these pixels, and it knows, if the word is face, oh, this part is where the face is, and so it's making connections between those. What happens when you use way too long of a prompt is it loses its ability to focus on specific words. It diminishes returns on how well it's able to follow the prompt specifically. So that's the trade-off that we have. So thank you, Anapoom. Glad to have you. Roadies, did you try the edit tool to adjust or fine-tune the pics? On which one? Oh, I could have edited these. I think I ended up getting one that I liked, though. Doll says, yes, it loses coherence because its memory isn't long enough. I agree. That's it's essentially what it is. Attention is kind of like a memory mechanism. It's like a short-term memory. It's not where it stores all of its training memory. It's how it learns how to connect your prompt to the output and how to, yeah. And Doll says it's like trying to have a human remember everything you told it to do. It gets confused. I'm gonna go make sure my LinkedIn comments haven't stalled out, because that happened earlier. All right, waiting on this still. Let's see if we can get this scene going. So I need a video node. I'm gonna use, I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna use Seedance Mini for this one because I don't really need Seedance full quality because it's gonna be projected. So I think we can get away with that. 720p. I'm gonna do 15 seconds. If my, hold on, let me auto hide this and I might be able to get more real estate. Yes, okay. I don't want audio generated, and I do need a prompt. It's over here. Okay, where did it go again? gonna have to edit that prompt a little bit, or I think it'll mess things up. It's so annoying how LLMs do that. They add create a 15-second, whatever live action projector play. It's like we're already specifying that in the attributes. You don't need to tell it that. It doesn't need to know that it's the film playing inside the projector. It's just LLMs annoy me sometimes. All right, fill the entire frame with the projected film content. I'm just gonna yeah, I don't. I should do this in. MiniMax3, although the prompt thing is going to probably annoy me. That's fine. I'll just leave it on Seedance for now. Just look at this. Hey there, Elna Varfin. Hi there. Doll says Nano Banana Pro is much better at longer detailed prompts than Nano 2. That's why it costs so much more. Yeah, I think it's got a lot more parameters. A bigger model. This has got to be the most complex scene throughout the song. I mean, the most complex yet. We're still in like halfway through the song, I was trying to edit it yesterday to cut it down to shorter. All right, I think this is good. Checking. Daniel boy, I'm just gonna do this. All right, yeah, let's see what we get. Check on Hailuo over here. Still generating. All right. Oh, so if you didn't catch it earlier, we had an awesome interview with Blacklight for those of you who have just tuned in, and it would be worth going back and watching the VOD. Blacklight dropped some great tips, some just real nuggets. I wish I had I guess I could use, if I was being more careful about my prompting right now, I would probably try out the thesaurus thing. At this point, I'm just trying to get something done because I'm hungry and I just want to at least get a shot done before I end the stream. So I'm not gonna use the thesaurus trick yet. But I thought that was great. He talked about how if you change the word want to desire, like it's going to have a different effect on the model. And man, I didn't even consider that. As we're talking about attention, that's exactly the kind of thing, like the attention mechanism is going to pay attention to the word desire differently than the word want, because those will cluster into different categorizations, different, what's it called? When it's classifying, different classifiers. Like it'll be like want expresses a different feeling than desire does. And there's different usages of desire than there are for want, even though they're synonyms in most literal senses. It'll have a different effect on the model. And so Blacklight was saying one of his biggest, he keeps the thesaurus next to him on the desk just to help him think of, as he's writing prompts, like how to turn your prompt into something that they may have a different effect on the model. So it was great feedback, great tip. Not seeing the render time, it's just painful. I agree, Alex. I don't know why we don't have render time. It would be really cool. I would love to have render time. But the question is, would it actually be accurate? Is it accurate elsewhere? Because that's probably why. I don't know if the APIs actually provide that information to us. So, to retype the prompt using descriptive dynamic literature language. I was thinking about that, Roadies, of like, how could we use that knowledge and still prompt with an LLM? We could have it do a pass of like, go through each of the adjectives and find different ways of saying them, as if you're replacing them with words from a thesaurus, and you could just compare those results and see what it gave you. That'd be interesting. Somebody actually gave us a thumbs down. I'm not sure how. I guess is there a thumbs down button on YouTube again or something? Dislike button. Yeah, it was a thumbs down on the YouTube stream, and it was even the landscape version of the YouTube stream. That's kind of surprising. I could expect that from like shorts viewers who are just scrolling through and like, oh, here's this dude talking about AI making stuff. But like, thank you, whoever just gave me a thumbs up. I have an applause for you. All right. What is going on with these generations? Okay, here we go. Okay, that could work. Yeah, I think I might try it with this. All right, so let's see. That's for which scene? I'm gonna have to mute the music for a second again. What's that, Roadies? I don't know. There were like here. Oh, there were dislike. Oh, you didn't know there were likes on YouTube? Not sure what you're saying. Oh yeah, my fun motion capture experiment the other day. That was the thing I could never get to work because it wasn't my output clip. It never accepted that as, like when I fed it into Seedance, for some reason it's still just rejecting the clip as if it's some formatting issue or whatever. No matter how I change the encoding, it still rejects it. All right. Should I do it longer than that? Can I get a longer segment out of it? Let's find out. Could you throw me to the wolves? You let them take me, let them break me. Do you know how much this hurts? Why wasn't I good enough to feel loved? All right, so that's at 2:33, 2:14. Boy, those 20 seconds on Flux 3 would come in real handy right now. So I do have to split that up. I guess that was an acceptable way to do it. So this is 10 seconds. I'll do that. All right, now our background back. So now I need, not this one. Was that the one? No, that was the one, wasn't it? That was the one I liked. Okay, I need that. I need that. I'm trying to decide how I want to do the camera work on this. The director in me wants to do all kinds of fun camera angles and stuff. I'm just wondering how it's going to affect the impact emotionally of, like, will you be able to see that stuff on the projector clearly enough? So I'm going to try it first. I'm going to just see if, oh, come on. I wish we had a Hailuo in, we don't have Hailuo 3 yet in workflows. That would be really nice right now. All right, so Seedance 2, reference, and I need the reference video. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna do this with. I don't want to have to think through the shots. I'm hungry. All right, give me the scene, the prompt for the scene where he's lip syncing and projected image is playing. I want lots of dynamic camera movements, different shots, angles, etc. Break it into 2 prompts, each 10 seconds. I think that'll be good. Alex, that's a great point. Alex is saying it'd be helpful if the API exposed the processing time for each request or provided an estimated completion timer for long-running requests. This would make it easier to monitor performance and improve the user experience, since the backend likely already tracks the request timing. Exposing it through the API would be useful. Yeah, I feel like we come up with good ideas in the show, like of how to improve the product. So I'll definitely be having a chat with our product manager about it. I think like the experience I was just having on that prompt box wasn't good. It was very frustrating. So I would hate for other people to be having that experience as well. But the good thing is the team is super responsive to stuff like that. So I'm sure we'll get it fixed. All right, Codex, come on. Let's go check this one. Still generating. I'm betting Hailuo's servers are absolutely slammed right now. I'm sure. Since they released first and everybody's chomping at the bit for these new models, I'm sure their servers are melting at the moment. All right, still going. Still going. Okay. Codex, why are you taking so long for this? I wonder, should I be using Terra or Luna for this? I don't know. Did you guys see that about how they dropped the prices on their Luna model so much? It's like a fraction of what it used to cost over the API, and it uses just way less tokens now. It's kind of a cool. They had a breakthrough in efficiency where they're able to just offer it a lot cheaper. So there's a bunch of people are really excited because their Cerebrus product is hopefully coming out soon, where they're talking like 750 tokens a second on Sol, which would be insane and insanely expensive. But if they are managing to get, I hate it when it does stuff like that. I could probably put some time in and keep it, but or make it so it doesn't do that anymore. But okay, there's the prompt. Image 1 locks the singer's identity. Wardrobe, plaster wall, dark room. Video 1 has blank visuals and master audio. Ignore its images. Video 2 controls only the moving film projected onto the singer and wall. Ignore its audio and camera. Okay. Yeah, that seems good. Let's link that up. Okay, got our audio, got the projector video. I think this will be cool if it works. I've never tried anything like this. And I would try this in Hailuo, but the stream would be going until tomorrow. So, oh, I did that for the wrong thing. I didn't check my aspect ratio. I wish I could cancel that. I didn't check my duration rather than aspect ratio. I've been doing the choruses in 4K. This is an experiment, so... are you kidding me? Which one is it? Did I do... Is it this one? Is it this one? How long is this? No. Oh, I'm only doing 10 seconds anyways. Okay. Oh, dang. I'm not going to be able to use these two video references together. All right, so I'm going to have to do it as audio. This will be interesting. We'll see if it actually... This might show us why the blank video trick, is necessary. Okay, how do I get this audio just as an audio file out of here for this exact segment? Let me think about this. Can it export as audio? Yeah, there we go. Okay, good. Okay. So I'm going to get rid of this and change it to audio. So if you didn't catch that, what happened is you're only allowed to have 15 seconds total video reference. And it doesn't count that. Like if you're using an audio reference, that doesn't count against that. But since we were trying to use two video references, it was saying it was too much time for the model. So we will try this with the audio. I don't have great hopes for it because of that. And this actually might end up being better to try on Hailuo. Check my params again. Ah, you kidding me? All of that, really? Waited all that time. I thought that was the same prompt, was it not? The one I trimmed 76 characters off of. Okay. Okay, let's try this again. Still waiting over here. Is anybody still with me? Should I go home? Alex says, I'm skeptical of the current AI infrastructure. Could scale to millions of users. Not sure it could handle massive adoption. Maybe not until Elon gets all of his GPUs in space. We'll have to see. He seems like he's going to be Mr. GPU salesman. That dude he's really going for it. Alex, I wasn't sure what you were asking why about. It was like 48 seconds ago, according to my LinkedIn chat. I'm not sure how far behind you are on the stream, so if you wanted to give me more context in your question, would appreciate it. And we're just going to sit here and wait together. I really want to get one of these scenes to work. All right, well, still playing the waiting game. Let's see what else I could talk about while we're waiting. What do I got in my notes over here? Oh, if you guys didn't see it, we launched a captions tool that you can, if you don't need clipping or stuff, for social media, you can get basically captions generated for it automatically. Just upload your clip and caption it, just built into your Imagine subscription. So it's pretty cool. Love that they're always adding new features. Oh, and if you didn't hear, the fashion contest got the deadline for submission was going to be tonight, and that got pushed back till next week. So it's now August 4th at midnight instead. And I'm pretty sure that's midnight PST. Could be, or PDT. Could be wrong about that. But it is no longer tonight. So I realized I haven't asked anybody if they wanted to call into the show. If anybody wanted to just come on and chat while we're waiting on these videos, you can come on the stream, except for Rhodey's, because Rhodey's, her computer doesn't like us, and I'm sure she would love to come on the stream. And maybe on Monday we'll do, since the fashion contest got pushed back, maybe on Monday, if I get the okay from it, we can let people come on and share their stuff and get 10,000 credits on Imagine Art. People really like the free credits, so that helped. So we might do more of that. So if you want to come on the stream, hit me up. Scan this QR code or go to the link. Go check in on this. Oh, wrong button. There we go. Hey, Rhodey's trying it again. Let's see if it works. Are you there, Rhodey? Rhodey? We got to figure out what's going on here. You know what, Rhodey? What I could do, so Blacklight had a problem getting on the stream today too, so that's why we're doing the Zoom meeting for him, and that's why it cut out twice. You know what, Rhodey? Tell you what, we won't do it today since I'm trying to just get one of these scenes done and go eat. So, but on Monday, let's have you call in with the Zoom. I'll get the Zoom thing set up, and I'll give you a Zoom link. And I would guess that would work. So, not sure why some people are having problems with the Ecamm guest thing, and some people aren't. I'm not sure why. But I appreciate you trying, Rhodey. It makes me happy. Now, the question is, are we going to get? Yeah, it's just not. Do you get an error or something when it says? Because that's what Blacklight was getting, an error when he tried to join, and it just. It was popping up a dialogue saying, click here if, to see a suggested workaround for Chrome. Boy, we're just getting some fun results today, aren't we, folks? The models are not liking me today. I'm going to try again. It was worth a shot, Rhodey's. I appreciate you trying. It made me happy that you tried. I swear it's going to be like Matt Damon on Jimmy Kimmel or whatever. And it's like, he always gets kicked off. He never Never actually gets to be on the show. Oh, why I exported the audio file, Alex is asking. Okay, so Alex, there was an error I was getting when I first tried of this request failed. No, that's, yeah. The total video duration must be under 15.2 seconds for Seedance. And if you include two videos, I had a 10-second video and a 15-second video, and it can't do that. Because I was putting the audio as a blank video file and using the projector video, like this is the video that's going to be projected. So yeah, in order to be able to do this trick I'm trying to do with the projector, I need to have the audio as an MP3, unfortunately. So I don't like doing that with Seedance. I don't find it to give good results, but we're going to just hope for the best today. Alex says, can you imagine life being spent waiting for a generator to finish rendering an AI video? I mean, it's kind of what life is, isn't it? We're all just waiting to see what's next. Just waiting around. Meridex, yep, we'll have 2.5 soon, so it won't be a problem anymore. You know what? Speaking of that, we're going to go watch that cool Seedance 2.5 video just while we're waiting. It's pretty dope. It's a gruesome creature right there. I wish it doesn't feel like her sword is making contact with him there. That's it. Like, you know, as good as this is, it's still like action is still leaving a little to be desired. Like, she doesn't actually make contact with him. It sounds like she does, but there's no like feel of it. Tom LaRock, Hi-Fi AI, let's go, Tom. Thanks for joining us. We are just building a music video using Seedance and Hailuo 3 on ImagineArt. You missed a really cool interview with Blacklight earlier. It's worth going back and watching the VOD. Highly recommend. All right, come on, one of these work, please. Thanks, Tom. Oh, that video we were just watching wasn't for a music video. That was a video that ImagineArt published about Seedance 2.5. So yeah, I can't take any credit for that one. While we're waiting for these clips for our music video, though, we have a couple new people on, so I'll just go ahead and play what we have so far again, because it is kind of cool. So here is the music video we're working on.
You let them do what they did. Said you love me, but I was just a kid. Just wanted love, was that too much to ask? You let me think that something in me was cracked. Like I wasn't worth the air inside my lungs. God, I'm trying not to bite my tongue, but this rage at what you saying with your silence. It's a fire and I'm losing to the violence. How could you throw me to the wolves? You let them take me, let them break me. Do you know how much this hurts? Why wasn't I good enough to feel love? questions that my head keeps answering, but the answers never stop the hemorrhaging. I've been patient, I've been faithful, I've been good. 20 years of doing everything I should. Why couldn't you have let me in on this secret? Couldn't I have taken it? You think I'm that weak? Quit playing chess with decades of my life. I was bleeding out and you were biding time. How could you? How could you? How could you?
There we have it. So that's where we're at, and we're still waiting on these videos to generate. And I'm trying to survive these videos generating before my stomach eats itself, because I want to at least get one of these scenes done before I call it a day. So this is our longest stream yet. Is this edited? Alex, yeah, that's, that was all edited in CapCut. Here's the timeline so far. A lot of effects, a lot of stuff in post, color grading and stuff like that. So you can actually go back and check the VODs if you want to see how this was made. This was all made, pretty much all of it, live on stream. I did some work offline just to grease the wheels a little bit, but yeah, mostly just made live on stream, so you can walk through us step by step how we did it. Y'all, this is killing me. I can understand why Hailuo is taking so long, but why is Seedance taking so long? I don't have another scene I could be working on while we're waiting either, so this is going to drive me nuts. So Alex says, are some effects over the image, but how about the lip sync? Yeah, the lip sync, I'm doing the lip sync via the blank video trick with Seedance, where it's just, I pass the audio and I pass the reference image of the character, and it, handles all the lip sync there. And I've been pretty happy with it. This is the first time I've ever tried doing lip sync like this with Seedance, and it's done a really good job. There's a couple spots where it's not perfect, but, a couple parts where it looks like he's lip syncing, but that happens in real music videos sometimes too. So the image effects, let's go just dive into that real quick. I can just give you a deep dive in what I'm doing there. So I have this gray-orange filter on, and that is causing that to happen. So it's quite a drastic change from what the original footage looked like. There was just enough difference in the color grade of the footage that we got from Seedance that I wanted to apply a filter to the whole thing. So that's why that is there. And then we have quite a bit of effects happening. This is a compound clip where I just to make the timeline a little cleaner. Yeah, there's quite a bit of effects happening here. So I can zoom in on them. Just a little VHS kind of skip thing there. Just a little bit of I don't even know what the filter is that. What is that? Colorful flash. And this one was signal problem. I really like Seedance's filters. They're pretty cool. This one is corrupt signal. Gritty static. Just trying to provide some noise to make it look less clean, less AI. And then this tracking shot effect here, kind of liked it. It really gave the image a more natural feel. So if I took that off, right, the camera's just really still there. So I like the feel. It gives it more of a handheld feel with the tracking shot on. So it's got a little wobble to it. It's doing a little zoom in. Yeah, it just feels a lot more handheld that way. And then this one, I really liked how this one ended up working. The flashes, it just seemed to fit on the energy of the chorus. Little subtle shake effect there, and then overhead spinning shot. I might have overused the overhead shot a little too much. You see from this perspective several times in the video, but then again, it might work. This is kind of a yelling at the sky, shouting at God, going, "Why did you do this to me?" kind of song. So it kind of fits the emotional motif too. He's looking up in the air as that's happening. And this is my favorite effect here. I really liked how this came out. I did two things here. I did the motion focus and the film frame. And I think it's the film frame one that was pretty cool. No, I guess, was it the motion focus? All right. It does that neat effect where it's like cutting me out of the frame a little bit, cutting my character out of the frame a little bit. And I don't know, I just liked how that felt. It was neat. And I loved this, how that footage came together, all the flashing between the wolves and the sheep faces and stuff. So yeah, that's the lowdown on the effects. There's some more, if I get out of the compound clip, there's a few more as I started just building outside of the compound clip. I did some effects here on this ice scene looked a little corny. And so I was like, let me try to hide that with some glitching, because he just kind of comes in. If I don't have that effect there, it's a total AI thing. He just like fades in there. So I was just like, but with the glitch effect, it doesn't look like AI. It looks intentional. Looks like he glitches in. And then a little bit, more glitching there just to mask some of the AI changes and warping that I didn't love. Again, same thing here. I don't want you paying too much attention to how much this looks AI in this, so I'm trying to distract you with effects as that's happening. So that's how I use effects, especially in music videos. When I'm working with AI, is I'm just trying to not let you know it's AI with my effects. They work well for that, I think. So there is no LUT on this. That's just the filter. I showed you this gray orange filter is just a built-in filter in CapCut. You could ask Codex to probably recreate a similar LUT though. It was a pretty cool filter. Yeah, you can just find it in CapCut's filters over here. So yeah, did you guys know that if you don't know what a LUT is, a lookup table, it's what professional filmmakers and editors use on everybody, really. There's a LUT on this image of my face that you're seeing. And it just allows you to take the camera take the output from the camera and reassign the color values so that it pushes color in certain ways. And it does cool things like the effect on that video of getting it's mostly grayish, except it brings oranges out, and there's just some color accents. All right, let's see how this works. Oh, it didn't do the projecting at all. It totally stiffed me. That's annoying. It didn't even attempt to project that on there. Was my prompt bad? Visual, okay. Projector. I don't even know. I doubt what I just added is going to help. Anybody got any? I could edit it as an overlay. I don't think it'll feel right though, and I think it'll feel a lot more like it was actually a real shot if I worked it into the clip like this. I'm gonna just. Oh man, I don't want to spam that. All right, let's just see if I can actually get it to work. I'm going to spam a few 480 clips and just see if it's actually worth trying. And maybe what I could do if it does work is then send it back through Seedance as an upscale. I think that might work. We'll see. All right, is Hailuo going to be our winner though? Are they going to actually get back to us? I'm really bummed that didn't work because I think it's a cool idea. Roadies, I don't know if you've ever tried an overlay of something like this in post. Like, it could definitely be done in After Effects, but I'd have to be like rotoscoping, basically, masking out all of this and getting it in the proper 3D perspective projected onto the body and the face and stuff. That would be, that would be beyond my current skills in After Effects. I'm sure you could do it because you could 3D track this camera move. I don't know though about how well it would 3D project onto him, like on my singer here, because I don't think it would map to his face right. If that makes sense already? It would be a really impressive After Effects composition. Okay. I don't think this is going to work for us today, guys. Hailuo is being annoying. Why is it saying I to V? I didn't choose I to V. Did I not? Is that why it's not working? Because I was doing that. Maybe. That's reference I to V. I don't want reference I to V. I want text to video with references. Why did it say I was using... Okay, there's the right prompt. Go through this dance again. Okay. That's not the right length. Vera says, we dropped new models on the very last day of the Fashion Gala contest. It must be running so slowly for everyone right now. It's actually not the last day anymore, Vera. I guess you must have missed this. They pushed the deadline back for the fashion contest. It is now the 4th of next week. So happy to see you, Vera. Thanks for joining us. We're still here for some reason right now. We've been streaming for almost 3 hours now, and we're still here. So thank you to everybody who has hung out. Check my prompt. It said, oh, just say to fill the projection using the same video. You said blank visuals. Did I say blank visuals? Thank you, Alex. Let me go check this. So, okay, but that's just video 1 though. Video 2. Wait, where is video? Oh. Yeah, thank you. That is not the case anymore. This is, you're right. Thank you. That probably just saved me. Okay, so audio 1 has lip sync for every vocal and ad lib. We'll just try that. I'm getting tired, y'all. Okay. And that's not video 2 anymore. It's video 1. Yep. Okay. Well, it's a good thing I spammed all those 480 ones, right? Okay. I'm going to try this one more time. Let's see how these look, though. Maybe it like figured things out even without the right prompt. Doing some shadow puppets on the wall, it looks like. All right, so there is why we use blank videos. You just heard it. Let me turn my sound effects off and we'll listen to this again. So if you haven't yet experienced this phenomenon, this is why we use blank videos instead of reference audio. So here is the reference audio. Hear it? No, you can't hear it at all. All right, and here's what we got back. Like that ending is not in the audio at all. And it just completely changed the song, changed the vocals. So that's why we use blank reference videos. So okay. I don't like how stiff he is just standing there, but let's see how this one goes. Yeah, so this is exactly what I was concerned was going to happen with the reference MP3. I'm actually surprised that they shipped it like that, and I really could potentially use that if I trimmed off the bad part. But it's kind of surprising to me that they shipped Seedance 2 like this with such a broken audio reference system, because it's completely useless to us if it's just hallucinating everything, if it doesn't follow exactly what the audio specifies. And the fact that it's able to do that with the video one makes me go, how do they miss this? Anyways, hopefully they fixed it in 2.5. I would bet they did. We will find out. All right. I think I'm going to call it, y'all. It has been 3 hours. I did not get as far on this as I wanted to, but that's okay because I have lots more streams to do next week and I want to keep working on it. I really want to get this video done. So thank you so much, everybody. This is, I'm so blessed that y'all want to come hang out with me and do this. I really like this. This is a fun job, and getting to talk to cool people and create cool art. And well, I need to fix my live timer there, right? It's kind of dragging off the edge. Oh, maybe I can do that. No, that's bad too. I'll just have to not do it. All right. Anyways, really, really appreciate you. And thank you for coming. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to you guys keep coming back. And it's so good to see y'all, Vera and Rhodey's and Alex. I don't know if you've been on here before. I think I might have seen your name before, but thanks for all the great feedback and questions today, man. Thanks for sticking it out. Yeah, that's probably what I would do, Rhodey's, is trim it off, and I'm sure I could hide it and mask it. I might play around with that offline once I get some food in my stomach, and it's all I can think about right now. I can't think about the video. So thank you, everybody. I will see you Monday, and I'm not even sure what we're doing yet. We're going to find out. So I will let you know. There'll be announcement posts. So next week we have Ostris. He will be joining us next Friday. And I'm really excited about that. It's going to be a little bit of a departure. We're not going to be talking as much creative stuff. We're going to be talking more technical stuff. But he's super valuable to the open source community. And like, if you've ever used any of the open source models, or you've trained any LoRa's or everything, you might have heard of AI Toolkit. He's got probably the most popular LoRa trainer right now. And I've known him for a couple of years just through Discord, just as an acquaintance. He was actually helping out I was working on a research thing. I was doing some PhD level research in ML, and my team was trying to accomplish something that he was also interested in. And so we were collaborating, and then another team beat us to it, and so it was just all worthless anyway. So that happened. But Ashish is coming on, and I think it'll be an interesting interview, and we'll be talking tech, we'll be talking art, we'll be talking what he's up to with his projects and where he sees things going. So thank you, Roadies. It'll actually be lunch. I didn't eat lunch, so, but I will. And absolutely, she says, thanks for my time and efforts today. Absolutely. This is a really fun job. I really like this job. This is, I never imagined in my life I'd be live streaming. I never planned on being an influencer, but here we are. So, all right, y'all. That is it for me. It was a great stream. Thank you, everybody, for coming. It was quite a party. I like these effects. It's a great laser effect. All right. Have a great day, and I will see you Monday.
Baby, take